Hello everyone and welcome to AHS Countdown. Today we got an exciting matchup between Auburn and Dothan. These two teams have previously played this season and Auburn won the last matchup, but this should be a fun one. This is going to be the first game of the area tournament and it should, like I said, it should be a fun game. But now we're going to move into the keys to the game segment. And Frank, what are your keys to the game tonight for Auburn?
Auburn enters this tournament 10-3. Last time they faced Dothan, the Tigers beat the Wolves 28-12. We were ranked 3rd in the state of Alabama. If the Tigers want to win tonight, we got to establish a passing attack and come out with a lead early and play some good defense tonight.
Yeah, I think Dothan, they're going to try to throw short passes at the start of the game. I think that's what they need to do. They need to take a few deep shots. But Auburn's secondary last game against Valley was very good. They didn't allow Valley to get much of anything. So if Dothan can, get a short pass game going, a few long passes, they should win the game. But now we're going to move into the player profiles segment. And Frank, tell me, who do you have as your player profile tonight for Auburn?
My player profile tonight is Madison Allen, wide receiver / cornerback number 2. She is great on getting interceptions on defense, and she's a great route runner on offense. Madison should be an impact player for both defense and offense tonight.
My player profile, I'm choosing quarterback Brooke Hallman. I think she's going to help the Tigers get the victory tonight. She'll throw lights out and run the ball pretty well tonight. And especially the last game, she threw lights out the last game, throwing to her receivers deep in the end zone. That was very good passing. But, I'm excited to see this matchup, and hopefully Auburn gets the win. But that's going to do it for AHS Countdown. We'll see you guys at the end of this game, and happy Halloween.
All currently serving military vets or immediate families of troops killed in action, VetTix is for you. Sign up for free to become a VetTixer and start creating new happy memories that will last a lifetime. Go to vettix.org to become a member now. VetTix, give something to those who gave.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you
What? Come on, are you lying?
Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I will be right by your side. If I can't find the cure, I'll fix you with my love. No matter what, you know I'll fix you with my love. And if you say you're okay, I'm gonna heal you anyway. Promise I'll always be there. Promise I'll be.
Yes, women can have it all, including heart attacks. Know the signs. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. Get heart checked.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
When stress shows up, it can be hard to see. Maybe you can't sleep. Or you feel sad and you don't know why. Or maybe it's worse. Because stress can knock you down. It can hurt your health and your relationships. If you've lost a job, worry about your next meal, or have trouble making it through the day, we can help. Text STRESS to 211-211 to find a solution.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go.
Hello and welcome to Duck Sanford Stadium. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Max Wes, and I'm joined by color commentator Taylor Gottney for today. The Area 3 flag football tournament is upon us, and tonight we got some good games, 2 great games, and then on Thursday we have the area championship. But tonight we're going to start off with Auburn versus Dothan, and then right after this game is done, we're going to have Smith Station and Central. Both should be really good games. Kind of give us a rundown of what this game should look like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you said good game. I mean, that's kind of an understatement for this game. Dothan coming to this game 7-4 with losses to Smith Station, Central twice, and Auburn, all in the region. Then Auburn 10-3, only 3 losses to Central, Spain Park, and Prattville, who are all ranked very highly in flag football. And I mean, this Auburn team coming off a state championship last year, looking to defend that in the playoffs, and just look out for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, as we see there, Hallman passing it up to the middle to Madison Allen there for about like the three-yard gain to get the first down. And now we're going to see 1st and 10 from their own 30 for the Auburn Tigers here. I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, both these teams having really good seasons. I mean, Auburn not having as great of a season as they would hoped coming off of that state championship win last year. And almost intercepted there for the Wolves. That was Hannah Cooper. And what a play by Cooper there. Almost intercepted it. Hallman looking for one of our favorite targets, Allen. Taylor, what are some of the players to look out for tonight? I know I just mentioned Allen and Hallman in the same sentence, but what are some others including them?
I would have to say number 15, Daly Alsabrook. If you look at Hallman and her, they have that women's basketball connection. Hallman to Alsabrook, deadly duo. We saw it against, I'm pretty sure it was Central. I mean, scoring the only touchdown of the game. And we see here Hallman about to throw it, but
looking to find a receiver downfield, and she's got it right there. That's going to be for Auburn. That's going to be Ashlyn Harton there for the Tigers. I mean, what a catch there from the junior Hallman to the senior Ashlyn Harton. I mean, and also this tournament tonight, it's win or go home. If you lose tonight, you lose, and you're not going to be playing on Thursday. So this is, a very important game to say the least. I mean, heading into playoffs, only one of the teams actually, no matter what your record was before, I know Central coming in their game tonight is 13-0. But, I mean, if they lose tonight, they're out of the playoffs. So, yeah, playoffs start tonight, and all these games are win or go home.
And what a sack right there.
I mean, what a sack there by the Wolves. I can't really see her number right now. We just got the roster a couple seconds ago. That's going to be Josie Varner, the junior for the Wolves there. I mean, yeah, great play there by Varner.
I mean, going back to Hallman on that last play to Ashlyn Harton, I mean, Hallman poisoned the pocket, but when she needs to escape, she escapes. I mean, she uses her legs, and she can torch you down the field or with her legs. So just watch out for Hallman all game.
As you can see, Hallman take the snap here, looking to her left. She's going to try and get it to Alsabrook, but it's tipped away. That was Jamie McLeod there for the Wolves. And, I mean, the Wolves defense really showing that they're pumped up and ready for this game in a, tough Duck Sanford environment. I mean, they're really playing with their hearts out tonight. I know it's the first quarter, but looking good so far.
Yeah, last home game for Auburn against Valley. I mean, early, we knew that Valley was heavy underdogs. And, I mean, early they could not stop the pass. They could not stop this Auburn offense. I mean, so far, Dothan's stopping it. Let's see if they can get this third down stop.
And you see the pitch back by Alsabrook to Allen, and Allen's going to cut up field, and Allen's going to get stopped just short. Great play there by the Wolves. I mean, to stop her short. And now it's going to be 4th down, and I have a feeling that the Tigers are going to go for it here.
Yeah, and flag football, I mean, you see on the replay, Alsabrook didn't have any room, knew she needed to get some yards in 4-down territory. Pitch it back to Allen and let Allen use her speed.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a great play there by the Wolves. And now, I mean, Auburn, here we go. I mean, they're rolling the dice here on 4th down. I mean, I feel like you have to in this great field position. And pitch back to Hallman. Hallman reaches out. And I thought she made it. We're actually on differing sides here. Let's see the replay for this play. But I thought that Hallman was definitely.
They're going to call it short.
They're calling it
Dothan
short.
Offense coming on the field.
Wow. So there you go. Hey, the Wolves with a huge stop. I mean, in this game. I mean, even though the Wolves, they played Auburn, they only lost by 2 possessions, 28-12 last game. I mean, this Dothan team's really good. And, I mean, tonight they're showing it. And so now the Wolves are going to be on the field for the first time tonight and running a really interesting offensive scheme right here as you snap it over to, and then it's tossed away. I couldn't even follow the action.
She's still going.
Crazy. That was Callie Durr on the run there. I mean, we've never seen that. I mean, we've commentated a couple of flag football games, but it's usually the, one center, two linemen, and then the running back in the backfield set. But I didn't even know who they were going to snap it to. Turns out they snapped it to McLeod there. I mean, what what a play there by the Wolves and got some good yardage.
I mean, in flag football, you can cause a lot of confusion. You can line as many people you want in the backfield. You see Auburn do it a lot with Madison Allen, Caitlin Brock, and Brooke Hallman in the backfield usually. But, I mean, they can snap it to anyone. They could do pitches. They could do motions. They could do anything they want in flag football.
Yeah, and we see right there for the Wolves, that was going to be Aaron McCray there for the Wolves, tossing it over to Durr. And we're already seeing some of the favorite targets for the Wolves. Already said McLeod and Durr's name multiple times. And now we're going to see a bit more of a common occurrence in flag football. 4 spread out wide, 1 running back in the backfield. Looks like Heaven Lockhart for the Tigers is going to come on that pressure. And she's going to pass it out to Durr again. And Durr already with 3 solid catches here in the first drive for the Wolves. And that's going to be a first down for Dothan. It's going to be about 1st and 14 from the Auburn 34.
You'll see it a lot. You'll see these little short passes to try to get yardage. Every 20-yard line is the first down for new viewers in flag football. Every 20-yard line is the first down, so you don't got to get it all in one go. You have 4 downs usually. Usually don't see punts in flag football a lot. You usually see the team go for it. But, I mean, Dothan gaining yards slowly and steadily.
Yeah, and we see the great run there by Beecham for the Wolves, picking up a couple of yards there. Actually, scratch that, not much. He got about 2. But great tackle made there by Riley Singletary for the Tigers. And now the Wolves are facing 2nd down and long, 2nd and 9 from the Auburn 29 here. Just about 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. I mean, the Wolves really coming out strong, and I wasn't expecting this, I'll admit. McCray looking over to Durr. Durr's going to run it out of bounds.
And Durr is still going.
Yeah, I know. And that actually is not Durr. That's going to be Bobby Shaw, first time saving her name tonight. I assumed it was Durr because Durr has gotten most of the plays.
I assume it was Durr because she's all over the field.
Exactly. But now we're going to see that's going to be a first down, another first down here by the Wolves. And so now they're going to move it to the red zone.
First down and goal.
First and goal here for the Wolves. And it looks like the coach is actually discussing something with their quarterback. And they're actually going to sub in somebody, and that's going to be number 1 for the Wolves there. Brianna Milton is going to come in, and I'm assuming at wide receiver because the quarterback McCray stayed in the game.
If you look at Dothan's roster against Valley, Auburn had senior night, 7 wonderful seniors that got recognized. But if you look at Dothan's roster, only 4 seniors, very young team. Flag football very new around the state of Alabama, very new in Dothan. I mean, but we're seeing Dothan put on a show right now, about to score for the first time in this game.
Yeah, as we'll see, McCray in the backfield looking left, and just passes it just behind her target. That was Bobby Shaw again, so he was trying to find her, but that's one of those miscues that you just can't have, in this game. You're going to need to make those throws against a hosting Auburn team that's coming in here looking to win this first game. But, the Wolves still driving. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the Auburn 14. And so let's see what they draw up in the second play. I expect a speed sweep here to try and get some yardage to make this a 3rd and manageable.
I mean, sure, you got to do some short play to try to get some yards.
And
that was a lock right there.
Yeah, we see a toss there from McLeod to Shaw, and Auburn defense is playing great there, really just staying on their spots. As we see the replay here, they try to fake motion to the left, and then Shaw takes it, but a great tackle there. Singletary's been all over the field so far tonight.
I mean, yeah, going back to the confusion, I mean, Auburn was not confused there. Singletary coming in the backfield and just getting that stop. Huge stop. Now 3rd down.
Yeah, I know. 3rd down and long. 3rd and goal from the 14 as McCray's going to roll out to her right. McCray getting chased by Lockhart.
That's a touchdown.
And it's a touchdown indeed. I mean, right before that she was tackled, she passes it to Milton in the back corner of the end zone. And what a play there. I mean, we see the replay, and yeah, Lockhart was just there a half second short, and great awareness by McCray to just stay out there and throw that ball to the end zone. And, I mean, Dothan scores first here.
On that replay, I want to highlight Shaw. I mean, in flag football, it's illegal to block. That's illegal to contact. But she put her hands behind her back and went up against one of the best defensive players in all of flag football, Lockhart.
Yeah, now we'll see McCray here back to take the snap, rolling out to her right, passes up the middle, and that is going to be caught, and that is going to be the same girl that she went to on the touchdown. That's going to be Milton there, and now Dothan up 7-0.
We can talk about the Hallman-Alsabrook duo, but how about the McCray-Milton duo right now?
Yeah, I know. I mean, M to M, and then I mean, but the Dothan Wolves up here, they strike first blood 7-0, and now Auburn's going to start from their own 14. And Auburn needs to respond 1st and 6. What are you looking for the Tigers to do out here the second drive?
I'm looking for Hallman to turn into the greatest quarterback of all time, throw it 50 yards down the field like we saw in warm-ups.
And we see in motion there was Harton. And now Hallman
no
looking
one's
downfield,
open.
and nobody is open. You're right. And that's going to be caught by Ostabrook, or is it going to be an interception?
Caught by Ostabrook.
And what a catch by Ostabrook there. And you were right. Looking at the replay, Hallman had nobody downfield, just chucked it up for grabs.
Dothan playing great defense right now, playing a little man-to-man, but the safeties are, covering all their zones, covering every single receiver for Hallman. And Hallman just had to improvise, throw it up to her best receiver, her dynamic duo, and just hope that she comes down with it.
Yeah, Dothan playing that, almost like a 1.5, and then 3, and then 2 in the back end at safety. It's working right now. We saw against Central. Central beat us by getting a lot, as we see Allen there taking it down the line. You're right, Speedster indeed, as she gets a lot of ground in minimal time. She gets down to the 21 of Dothan, and that's going to be a first down and short, I think.
First down.
Yes, we hear that from the announcer over the intercom as we are trickling down to the start of the second quarter. Auburn driving here. And let's see if the Tigers do another play before the end of the quarter. But, we saw right there, Dothan really taking a approach that Auburn's usually been able to beat, because when they played Central, I remember Central loaded the box. It was able to pressure Hallman basically every time. As we see that they're not going to run another play. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. A pretty quick, pretty fast first quarter here. Dothan up 7-0. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Duck Sanford Stadium, and while y'all were away, Dothan almost got a pick there. What'd you see on that play, Taylor?
Rare mistake from Hallman right there, throwing into double coverage, not even close to a receiver. I think there was a bit of miscommunication. Ashlyn Hart and Madison Allen kind of ended up in the same place, may have run the wrong route, and Hallman just threw it to absolutely nobody, threw it to the other team.
And now it's going to be second and short here. Hallman going to chuck it over to the middle, and Ostabrook's going to try and toss it back, but just behind Allen. And there's no fumbles actually in the game of flag football. It's just down wherever it was dropped. So that might actually lose a yard for the Auburn Tigers.
It actually did lose a yard, 2 yards.
Yeah, so now it's going to be 3rd and 5 here. And Dothan, once again, it's the same position of the field. They're really clutching up here. Let's see if Auburn can do anything.
If you look at Dothan's record, it might not stand off the page, but only 7-4. And only lost 13-12 against Central.
Yeah, which is the number one team in the state right now.
And Auburn lost to Central 41-7.
Yeah.
So, good games so far.
Yeah, you can take that how you want it. Auburn not playing the best game, I'll say, against Central. We witnessed that firsthand. But, no, this Dothan team's got some potential. And, all of these teams that are here tonight are worthy of making it far in the playoffs. And that's why it's win or go home. This is going to be one of these teams' last game of the year, and neither of them want it to be. So now it's going to be 4th down and 5. Auburn get forced to go for it again. Hallman going to pass it out
what a throw.
to Allen, and what a great throw indeed from Hallman there as we see the replay here. And go ahead and break this play down, Taylor.
You see Romines and Brock in the backfield. 3 linemen to get past for the Dothan defender. You're not getting past that brick wall. And Hallman able to lead Madison Allen to the outside and hit her right on the hands. What a first down from Hallman and Allen right there.
And now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 16 here for the Tigers. And now Hallman fakes it to her right. Now going to roll out to her left.
She's wide
Gonna
open.
Toss it down, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be caught there by Caitlin Brock there for the Tigers. And first time mentioning her name tonight, but what a way to introduce her in this game. What a touchdown.
Hallman poised in the pocket, forced to run out, and she finds Brock, who we haven't said Brock's name a lot this season, you know. Not a really big touchdown catcher, but, I mean, she was wide open right there. Hallman found her, and that's a touchdown for the Tigers, now going for 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very interesting play for Brock there because we usually see her as one of those speed sweeps, you know, almost like running back type players. As you see Hallman toss it in there for the easy conversion to Allen. Now it's going to be 7-7, and we're already some early fireworks in this game. This is going to be a great one.
This is going to be a great one indeed, Max Mesman.
Now it's going to be 1st and 6 here for the Dothan Wolves. And, I mean, you know, yeah, the Wolves came out, you know, struck first blood, but then Auburn immediately answered, and that's the way they had to do it. A bit tougher than expected, you know, 4th down, they had to get a 4th down conversion. But, I mean, this Auburn team is not going to go away that easily. And so now the Wolves coming back onto the field with their quarterback McCray in the backfield.
Auburn lined up in a bit of a zone right here. Not manned up on anyone, just play the zone, look for the ball, and
Now,
go get it.
I'm going to toss it out to her left, and that's going to be to Shaw. We've said her name a lot tonight, and that's going to be a 1st down here for the Wolves.
Like I said on the replay, you see the zone, and number 8, Nevia Jackson just has to come up and try to get her flag real quick. And I mean, if I'm Coach Slink, I'm manning up these people, you know, with the short passes and everything that they've been doing. I'm trying to man them up, press, and get some pressure on the quarterback.
What a run there after the catch by Durr. I mean, we called her name a couple times as well. And, I mean, the Wolves gaining some ground here, and there's going to be a player down here. We'll come right back to y'all after the break.
Spider-Man, he got $1. Spider Kid got $1. Yeah, I know. I think she got. Oh, she's like hurt. Probably. No, from what it looks like, she's like, you know, bent over. Say that again. Oh, fix the play with the camera. It's like staring at a wall.
We're back at Duck Sanford Stadium. Unfortunately there, that was Faith Sanford going down there for the Tigers coming off the field. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully she can return back later in the game. And they're actually looking at the field. So it looked like Faith Sanford actually busted her nose. I saw her walking off the field with a tissue there. And I think that's what they're trying to clean up right now. And, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're Auburn, you know, you already have 2 injuries we saw earlier. You know, on the sideline for the Tigers. Nivea Jackson is out for this game, as well as, Jade Evans is out for this game, and as well as Jalen Johnson, both out for this game. I mean, you can't really take any more injuries if you're the Tigers. And now we'll see the Wolves back here. McCray lining deep almost at the 20-yard line, basically.
About 5 yards away from her center.
I mean, but we saw Central do this. I mean, and it's a great way to get rid of the pressure because you have
What
that
a
much more
heave.
time. And, almost able to high top that, but it's a flag, and they're going to call PI. PI right there. They're going to call it on Holman. And, wow, I mean, let's see the replay here. I mean, we see McCray once again lined up deep in the backfield, and she's going to try and
she throws it as far as she can.
Yeah.
That was an absolute missile.
And they're going to call pass interference. I didn't see much, to be honest, but, I mean, Tiana Edwards trying to catch it there for the Wolves. And they're actually going to say offensive push-off. Never mind. So, big play there as you just, Taylor in the booth here just demonstrated what she did. And, so now it's going to be second and very long for the Wolves here. It's going to be second and 22 from their own 18. And now we're going to see what they draw up here. What would you draw up if it was second and 22?
I would draw up, they've been doing it all game, line some people up in the backfield, do a little short pass, little screen pass, which, I mean, in this formation, it almost seems like they're going to do. But try to get some yards back. Second and 22, now what you want. Heavy underdogs coming into this game. You're tied with one of the top teams in the state, number 1 seed in the region. And as we see Lockhart, I mean, we haven't mentioned her name a lot this game, but we've mentioned her name a lot this season.
Yeah, Lockhart locking it down there. I mean, in the backfield, able to make it. She's usually been coming up from the right side that time. I guess McCray didn't see her, but she actually came through from the left side and then was forced
she
back
just
to
juked out Milton right there.
Yes. I mean, Lockhart, one of the most athletic players on this team. This team's full of studs. But Lockhart, I mean,
I actually think she's a track star as well.
yes. And so we saw that track speed right there for Lockhart. And now they're going to toss it out. It's going to be double pass. And McCray back to the inside. And, just out of the hands there for Shaw. And there's going to be a flag actually on the field here. And let's see what they call.
Illegal shift on the offense.
Illegal shift there for the Dothan Wolves. I guess they called it on the motion. I don't know.
Now it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah.
If you're Dothan, I mean, you got to punt it here.
Yes.
You got to punt it.
Oh, 100%. I mean, your defense is playing pretty solid right now against an
Trust in
explosive
your defense.
Auburn team. Yes, I would 100% punt the ball.
And if you're Auburn, I mean, you're trying to, when you get the ball back, you're trying to get this down to halftime.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Because, you get the ball back in the second half, Auburn does. I mean, if you can go into halftime up 14-7, you can go up 21-7 very easily.
Yeah, one thing they a lot of times call it is in we'll see actually number 16. Sorry about that. I kind of just hit my friend Taylor here in the head. But anyways, we're going to see Gordon, number 16, Jayla Gordon for the Wolves here punt the ball. And she's going to boot it. And receiving it is Allen. And Allen looking to toss it over to Alsabrook. Alsabrook going to cut back inside. Alsabrook jukes the tackles and then ends up back at the 39 of the Dothan Wolves. Great tackle there by Milton for the Wolves there. As we see, Allen, if Allen would have kept that ball, honestly would have gotten a yard more. But now it's going to be placed at the 37-yard line. So a friendly spot here by the refs. 37-yard line, 1st and 17 here for the Tigers from in Dothan territory. And, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, this Auburn team, if you're able to score right here before half and then score immediately come out of halftime, I mean, you're golden if you're the Tigers. So you see Hallman roll out to her left, going to pass it over the middle, and that's going to be to Brock.
Again.
And Brock really getting some play time tonight.
Brock considered a running back on the roster. Not a lot of run game and flag football because you don't have an offensive line blocking for you. But I mean, like I said, she's lined up in the backfield causing confusion, but she can go up for a pass whenever she wants. I mean, she's been deadly this game.
Yeah. Brock working as almost that backfield blocker, and then she can also, as we see, Harton there with the motion. And now Hallman going to roll out to her left here, looking for somebody downfield.
She heaves it.
And
Wide open.
Is wide open. What a play there by Hallman to Alsabrook as we see this replay.
Hallman goes
down,
through
Taylor.
all her reads, and then Alsabrook is wide open. Unfortunately, the safety for Dothan kind of slipped on the field right there, but Hallman going through all her reads and finding her dynamic duo partner, Daly Alsabrook, for the easy touchdown. Now Auburn trying to go up 14-7.
And, I mean, how about Hallman, showing off the arm strength there? I mean, throwing it basically 40 yards down the field. That was a heck of a throw. As we see Hallman going to try and get the conversion, and it's good for the Tigers. 14-0 for the Tigers here. What a drive, what a play, and the Tigers are now leading for the first time this game. Now Dothan's going to come back onto the field here. And why don't you go ahead and talk about the game that we'll see after this game, Central versus Smith Station.
I mean, all I'm going to say is I'm purely excited. I'll be doing play-by-play for that game. Central 15-0 on the season. You know, beat Auburn 41-7 on October 5th. Me and you were actually commentating that game. Wasn't a good feeling, kind of a sour taste in the mouth. And Smith Station 7-6, but I mean, all close games to Auburn, Central, and Dothan, all very close games. And Smith Station, one of those teams that can upset really anyone in flag football. So I mean, that should be a joy to watch.
I mean, yeah, and they actually made in flag football's first season 2 years ago. They actually made the state championship, lost to Hewitt-Trussville in the state championship. But I mean, this Smith Station team, I mean, you know, in flag football short history, they've really been a good team. And so we'll see how they fare against the Red Devils tonight. And a flag on the field. The rest
It's going to be a flag on Dothan.
Yeah. Dothan just some unforced errors here in the first half. And, I mean, it's really tough in flag football because you're already at, like, 1st and 20 whenever you start. And then if you had a flag onto that, I mean, that's 25 yards.
And it's also tough because the clock keeps running until you get to 2 minutes, and then the clock stops. And, you know, it's regular rules. You know, you go out of bounds, clock stops. I mean, Dothan, they had 3 minutes left, and now they only have 2 minutes to try to get a drive to tie this game.
And now it's going to be 1st and 6 here, and that's going to be dropped there by Durr. I mean, she's been reliable so far tonight, just an unusual drop there. And now it's going to be 2nd down and 6, and we'll see how aggressive Dothan is here with 1:53 to go in the first quarter.
I mean, I feel if you're Dothan, you have to be aggressive. I mean, you're trying to tie this game going into halftime. Heavy underdogs coming to this game. Everyone been doubting you. You've lost to Auburn before. And this is your chance to try to be aggressive and try to get a tie at halftime.
And so we'll see McCray in the backfield.
That's another false start on Dothan.
Wow.
So another 5 yards.
And now, yeah, Dothan's going to go. This is now going to be a 2nd and 11 here for the Wolves. And, I mean, yeah, this is probably the worst drive you could have drawn up so far.
I mean, you had a 2nd and 1. Now you have a 2nd and 11. Not what you want to do. Shooting yourselves in the foot, going backwards. But, I mean, still, a minute 53 left. I'm sure the Dothan coach is calling up something for her quarterback to heave it deep again.
Well, now I talk about how aggressive the Dothan Wolves will be, but how aggressive will, you know, the Auburn Tigers be? I mean, you got 3 timeouts. I mean, you know, if they if they get some yardage but, like, fall down in bounds, you can call those timeouts and try and get some good field position to score here before the first half ends. Is that going to be
timeout Auburn?
Timeout by the Auburn Tigers.
I guess Coach Link. Oh, timeout by Dothan. Excuse me.
So they're looking to draw something up here. We're going to send you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a second.
Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, safely drive that automobile. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel.
Welcome back to Doug Sanford Stadium here, as we see in the backfield. So we just learned some interesting news here for the Wolves, as that's going to be caught by number 1. And I have to say that now because we actually got the wrong roster. So number 15.
Well, we did get the right roster, but they did not give us the numbers in order. They have every player in order on a Word document from grade 12th to 9th, all the way down to 9th.
I was kind of wondering that early on.
We have no idea what their names are, but we're going to call the numbers for you.
Yeah, the only one we know is actually the QB because a parent actually told us. So shout out Reese Beecham's mom. That's actually the QB there. And so
number 4.
That's the number 15 actually, but that's the only one we know. So sorry if your parents want to come up and tell us, you know, your numbers right now. We're shouting it out to all of y'all out there. But anyways, let's get back to the game. 2nd and 15 here for the Wolves from their own 25. And with a minute 15 to go here, the Wolves got to move fast. And now she's going to toss it over the middle and stopped by, that's going to be Butler for the Tigers.
Haven't said her name at all. Number 4, Jariah Butler.
And so now it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here. And, yeah, Dothan is going to take another timeout. We're actually going to keep it here. But, I mean, you know, this Auburn team, you know, so far playing pretty good so far. I would say that there haven't been many unforced errors for the Tigers so far. But for Dothan, I mean, this drive started off the worst way that it possibly could have.
Yeah, I mean they had a 2nd and 1, and then it turned into a 2nd and 11. They ended up getting the first down, but wasted a lot of time and wasted a lot of clock. And, I mean, you don't want to go backwards in flag football. That's just not what you want to do.
Yeah, and so, I mean, the Dothan Wolves, though, like I said, they're being aggressive. They're going to use those timeouts here. And, I mean, you got 3rd down and 10 here, and you don't want to call something because if you say you get an incomplete pass here coming out of the timeout, I mean, you're giving Auburn the ball back with, what, 50 seconds to go, you know, and Auburn has all their timeouts. I mean, you know, if you're Dothan here, do you play aggressive? I mean, what's your opinion?
I mean, I feel like if you're Dothan, you do have to play aggressive. It's 3rd down, and you don't want to give Auburn the ball back because we all know Coach Link. She wants to score as many points as she can. She's going to be aggressive if they get the ball back. So if you're Dothan, you have to go for the 1st down here. But not on 4th down. You got to punt it if it's 4th down.
Yeah, so now we're going to see Beecham just going to run it out. And Beecham, and that's going to be a tackle made by Lockhart in the backfield. And I actually like that play call there for the Wolves because it was kind of a rollout where it was almost like a run-pass option for Beecham. And because I don't think they wanted to get an incomplete pass there because that gives Auburn the ball back with all their timeouts.
I mean, like I said, Auburn taking a timeout. 2 timeouts left, 48 seconds. I mean, they get the ball back, they got to be aggressive, try to get another touchdown.
But if you're the Wolves there, I mean, you know, that still went like kind of the way that you wanted it to because, I mean, you know, you force Auburn to take the timeout there. And so now only 2 timeouts to use. And if this is a good punt here, I mean, Auburn's going to have to get down the field, get down fast because there's no field goals, obviously, you know, in flag football. So it's a touchdown or nothing. So, I mean, we'll see how well the Tigers do on this upcoming drive here as we see Auburn in the huddle there.
Auburn having a good time on the bench right now.
Yes, they're having a great time on the bench. We see Alstabrook down there dancing. So, but, I mean, what do you think Coach Link told him out there in that huddle?
I mean, I think Coach Link told him, guys, we have 48 seconds. You know, we're favored in this game, favored to win. We got to try to be more aggressive. We got to impress, I mean, the state rankings and everything. Because, I mean, if Auburn wins this game, they're going up against 2 top teams, Central and Station. They want to send a message to Central and Station that they're not playing around and they're trying to score as many points as they possibly can.
Now the punt going downfield is going to go to Allen. Allen going to look for that toss, and she's just going to take it herself, actually. And she's going to be taken down at the 29 of the Auburn Tigers. And so Auburn, 39 seconds to go. You got about 50 yards, on the dot to get to the end zone here. I mean, let's see.
I mean, Hallman can throw it 50 yards, so if you want to do it, run a Hail Mary, send everyone down there. I don't think they will. I think they'll try to gradually get yards, you know.
And you got 2 timeouts to use here if you're the Tigers. And Hallman just scrambling for a life.
Allen is wide open. Broken coverage.
What a play there by Hallman. And it looked like, the Wolves secondary just started looking up at the throw. And Allen just, finding where to go.
Dothan was playing zone right there. No one was man up on Allen. And it was kind of broken coverage. You know, 2 people started running to where Allen was, and then they just broke off. And Allen wide open. Hallman reading the defense perfectly right there.
And now the Tigers are going to take their second timeout of the first half. We're going to come right back after the timeout. We'll see you in 30 seconds. And we're back here at Duck Samver Stadium. Hallman rolling out to right.
Oh my gosh!
Intercepted! What a play there! And yeah, I don't know who that is.
We were saying Durr all night, but we don't know if that's actually Durr. But I mean, number 9, whatever your name is, you're all over the field on offense and defense right now.
And what a play there for the Wolves. And now the Wolves, 20 seconds here. I mean, we'll see how far Beecham can throw it here for the Wolves, or if they'll play conservative here. I mean, you are only down by 7 against a really good Auburn team.
If I'm Dothan, I'm taking no chances. I mean, we just saw the interception for Auburn. You're Dothan, no chances. You want to go into halftime only down 7.
I assume they wouldn't kneel it here, but I would see, like, as we see, we see 2 people out wide. So this is either a kneel or this is going to be a quick screen here from Beecham. Beecham claps.
It's going to be a Hail Mary.
Beecham actually, looking downfield, she's going to just dump it down, and that's going to be short of the player she was looking for. Lockhart there on the attack, trying to get to Beecham there. I mean, Lockhart really playing her heart out tonight. And now we'll see the Dothan Wolves on 2nd down and long, 2nd and 14 to be exact for the Wolves. And we actually see over yonder, we actually see Smith Station's team coming in as well.
Smith
as
Station and Central.
Yeah, and Central getting ready for their big matchup tonight. And now Beecham rolling out to her right. She's going to fake it. She actually faked out Lockhart. She's chugging downfield to nobody. And now it's going to be 3rd down with about 8 seconds to go here. And
if you're Dothan here, I mean, just go into halftime.
Yeah,
2 pass plays have not worked.
Yeah.
You don't want to take any chances with the speed on the Auburn secondary and, I mean, the width that they have with where the ball is. I mean, you don't want to take any chances right here. It could easily be a pick 6.
Yeah, if I'm the Wolves here, I'm doing the quickest screen I can out, or like a quick speed sweep. See if we can, see if they can get something to go. As we see a speed sweep here for the Wolves, and now that's going to be the tackle made there by Singletary. Not many yards for the Wolves, and that's going to do it for the first half. Auburn up 14-7 at halftime, also receiving the second half kick. What did you see from both these teams in this first half?
I mean, opening the game, the Dothan defense was all over the field, locking down the receivers, locking down Brooke Hallman, who we've talked about so many times.
All currently serving military vets or immediate families of troops killed in action, VetTix is for you. Sign up for free to become a VetTixer and start creating new happy memories that will last a lifetime. Go to vettix.org to become a member now. VetTix, give something to those who gave.
stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12-year-olds, and a catch-up vaccine may be an option for teens and young adults. Talk to your doctors. You don't want HPV hiding inside your body like HPV has been hiding inside this commercial. Did you see all of them? Go to thinkaboutthelink.org to look again and learn more. Together, we can stop cancer before it starts.
Thoughts of suicide may feel impossible to overcome, but with help and support, you can find hope and meaning. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org. It's free, it's confidential, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And even if it feels like it, you're not alone.
When you take your car in for an oil change, a good mechanic will also take care of other routine maintenance to make sure your car runs safely and efficiently. Protecting your health isn't much different. When you get a COVID-19 vaccine, it's important to make sure you're also protected from other serious but preventable diseases. It's easy and convenient to get other routine vaccines at the same time as a COVID-19 vaccine. So make sure you ask a healthcare professional about other vaccines you may need to maintain your health.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hello and welcome back to the Duck here for the second half of the game between Auburn and Dothan, the first of our 2 games tonight for the area tournament for flag football here. And Auburn getting the lead there, 14-7 in the first half over Dothan. And Dothan actually going to start off with the ball. We thought Auburn would actually start off with the ball in the second half, but Dothan actually starting out with it. And so now Dothan looking for a chance to answer here. And what do they need to do to make that happen?
I mean, if you're Dothan, I would say keep the same game plan. You only have 7 points up on the board, but you've been getting yards, consistently and slowly, and it's been working. It's been wearing the Auburn defense down. For the Dothan defense, just keep doing the same thing you're doing. Lock up these fast receivers. But, one thing I will say, you got to watch out for number 22, Caitlin Brock. She's been coming out of the backfield as a running back, going for these deep wheel routes. She scored one of the touchdowns. But, you got to make sure you're covering everyone. Everyone is coverable in flag football.
And now we'll see Dothan here, 2nd and 3 after the short gain. Beecham in the backfield. Beecham throws it over the middle to the center, and she's not able to catch that ball. Interesting play drawn up there. That's usually not what happens, definitely in regular football, but also in flag football. Throwing it to the center over the middle. Good try, but now it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Wolves.
Yeah, short 3rd and 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Do a little speed sweep. Do a little short pass. I would say not throw it to the center because, she's snapping the ball. It's kind of hard for her to just turn around and catch the ball real quick.
Very hard to do.
I couldn't do that. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But now we're going to see Beecham in the backfield here. Big 3rd and 3 here for the Wolves. And just throws it a little over the head of her receiver there, Beecham does. And now it's going to be 4th down. And you got to punt it here if you're the Wolves.
Oh, yeah, you got to punt it here. 4th and 2 on your own, about 16-yard line, 17-yard line. And with the way this Auburn offense is going, you can't give them that field position. You can't let them be at their own 17.
Yeah, but it looks like they're thinking about going for it, and they're going to keep the offense on the field here. The Wolves are going to roll the dice, and Beecham, although she is lined up pretty far back, so it could be a QB punt here. We see that in college football a couple of times, but let's see what they do here. Looks like they're going to go for it, and they are. Beecham going to roll out to her left, now going to look up the middle, and it's just dropped. That was the center once again, and yeah, unable to get it, and now Auburn has 17 yards to go to the end zone.
No. I will say that, the center going out for a pass, it has been getting a little cold here in Auburn, Alabama. With her snapping the ball, her hands could be a little cold. I know my hands are a little cold in the studio, but I mean, you gotta feel for it right there. I mean, big 4th down, drop the ball. I mean, she's probably downing herself right now.
Yeah, that was a tough play for anybody to make, and now Auburn has it, 1st and goal from the 17, and that's going to be caught up the middle for Auburn. First time saying her name tonight, that was Hannah Romines, and she's usually a big contributor for this Tigers team. Let's see if she can get it going here in the second half. Yeah,
when we commentated the Smith Station game, Hannah Romans was a huge weapon, lining up in that backfield sometimes, subbing in a little bit. Caitlin Brock and her kind of share the running back position. She can go up for a pass, like a short pass, just like she did right there, and she can easily catch it.
And Hallman, look at your left. That's going to be intercepted there by the Wolves.
And she's still going.
Down the sideline.
She's still running.
Tackle there by the Tigers.
And she's still going.
Misses the tackle again.
Oh, my gosh.
The Wolves are going to return it for a big 6 here. My voice is cracking, but this is crazy. An 80-yard big 6 for the Wolves there.
80 yards. She just outran everyone. Look at this replay. Outrunning Brooke Hallman, faking her out. Outrunning everyone on the football field. And she scores the easy touchdown for the Wolves.
And
oh, my goodness.
Shock up here. Hands on our heads.
I've never gotten excited for another team like that.
I
usually get upset, but that was insane.
And all our time doing flag football, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. An 80-yard full field return. Looking like almost like, I don't want to make any comparisons, but it reminded me of Chris Davis for Auburn University being an Auburn kid. But
the kick 6.
The kick 6, the pick 6 there for the Wolves. And now they're going to discuss how to go for this crucial conversion. We'll stay right here because I don't know where else to go after that play. And they might be calling this back, actually. Hold up. We're in the studio up here. We see Dothan. That's usually not a good sign.
I'm a little lightheaded, Max. We went crazy up in the studio.
Well, that was insane. Because you see Dothan immediately, that really was the craziest turn of events because they went for that 4th down and they give up that great field position. We're like, oh, Auburn could possibly score here and get up by 2 scores. But then they pass it out and it's going to be pick 6. But
she didn't get to return it. She just picked it off. So they're going to mark it back where she intercepted it.
Oh, so there's no return, I guess, in flag football, which is interesting because they got a pick earlier.
Because she kept running, too, because she thought the play was still...
Well, whoever that player was that picked it off, she got some exercise for sure. But, Dothan...
Running 80 yards is not easy. I would know from blue-collar mentality. Shout out Mr. Dillard.
Yeah.
Running all across the field through the sideline, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Especially on this turf field. You slip, you slide. It's like you're at Disney World on Splash Mountain. That's all I'll say.
And now it's gonna be a 1st and 18, but still a huge pick there for Dothan after it seemed like Auburn could have gone up 2 scores. Actually, they're gonna start off with a speed sweep here. Beecham gonna give it to
if you would have told me that Brooke Hallman would have 2 interceptions in the 3rd quarter, I would not believe you. She's been almost perfect all year, except for those 3 losses. She kind of had a little bit of a rough game. But, 2 picks for her is not normal.
Yeah, it just seems like they're, just a little bit not as locked in as we thought they'd be so far. You saw that pass was just a little late from Hallman. I'd love to defend her because she's a great quarterback, but, that play was just, she threw it a little bit late. Allen wasn't looking. So Dothan Wolves really taking advantage here. Now Beecham going to throw it up the middle here, and a quick juke move, but that is a great flag take from Butler there over the middle, and it's going to be now 3rd down and about 10 for the Dothan Wolves here. Still in their own territory, so if they don't get a 1st down here, Auburn could still get the ball back with good field position. Now we'll see 3rd and 10 from their own 10 for the Wolves here. As you see Beecham lined up back behind her 2 running backs. One of them's going to go out to the right. Now Beecham going to hit a quick juke move. Almost caught by Lockhart, and she's just going to throw it short, but great pressure there by Lockhart, really making it
she was wide
hard
open.
for her.
Without that pressure from Lockhart, she probably would have completed that for an easy first down. You see, she stays in the pocket, running away from Lockhart, almost sacked, and I mean, without that pressure, that could have easily been a first down.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough play to make. I mean, there's only a few people I can see that can make that play, rolling out to your left while throwing it, trying to get it 15 yards down the field. Very tough there. And now it's going to be a punt here for the Wolves. And let's see how good a field position the Tigers get. A pretty decent punt here. Allen almost bobbles it, but Allen breaks the tackle. Allen gets all the way down to the 25-yard line, so that's going to be a first and short here for the Tigers. As we see this replay here, I mean, Allen almost bobbling this ball. I got kind of scared, but able to corral it and breaks the first tackle and gets all the way down to about the 25. So first and 5 here for the Tigers. And Tigers right back where they were, so not a lot of harm done. I mean, really get bailed out that they couldn't return it. I think that's pretty insane, me personally. But
I mean, it kind of stinks for the Dothan offense there because, I mean, your defense has played so well, holding the star-studded Auburn offense to only 14 points. So what a throw by Hallman there. But, yeah. I mean, only down 7. You got to start getting some yards. You got to start getting some scores. I mean, heavy underdogs coming into this game, only down 7 to the Auburn Tigers. You got to start capitalizing on, I mean, the great play that your defense has given you.
I mean, yeah, we see the play there. Hallman rolling out to her left on the run, throws it to Romans across her body. And now it's going to be first and goal from the 18 here. And Hallman going to go quick back to Romans, but there's going to be a flag here in the backfield. And
she kind of hit Brock there, but I think it's actually going to be on Auburn.
And we'll see the replay here, see what this flag's on. And, yeah, I think they're actually going to get it on the D lineman for the Wolves here because you're not allowed to – no. So I guess
Brock kind of stood in her way and almost tripped her a little bit.
I think you might be right, my friend. It's going to be, a 10-yard penalty against Auburn. I mean, you can't really hold in flag football because you're not allowed to use your
it looked to
arm,
me like her hands were behind her back the entire time. She kind of stood in the way, but the refs see it different. I mean, they're way closer than us.
Yes, so it's going to be now Hallman going out to her right. Hallman trying to break a tackle. Hallman kind of trips up there, but gets right back up on her feet. And, I mean, could have been a flag there, seeing as that last play was a flag. But now it's going to be second down and about 18 here, 20.
Yeah, you see the little shovel. Brock pitch it to Hallman, let Hallman do something. I think Hallman was actually going to throw it downfield to Ashlyn Harton. Ashlyn Harton was down there, but she was double covered, so Hallman had to take her herself. And good play by the Dothan defense to pull her flag.
Now second down and long here. Hallman trying to get anything here to make this an easier attempt on third, or just try and get it all in one play. And, Allen almost breaking through.
Allen broke 2 of them. I thought she was about to break the third for a tutty.
But the last defender here we see on the replay, I mean, last defender here for the Wolves, obviously we don't know their names because we don't have a roster, but, I mean, great play there for the Wolves there, stopping the touchdown, and now making this a 3rd and 3 here, so big play here. What do you run right here with the Tigers with the shortened field?
I mean, on a 3rd down and short, you gotta give it to your playmakers. Madison Allen and Daly Alsabrook line up on the wide sides. I mean, they're putting all their trust in it, but what a sack right there.
Ooh, yeah.
Dothan with another stop.
I mean, yeah, this Dothan team, it seems like they just turn it up whenever it gets into the red zone. That's going to be now their, 3rd red zone stop of the night. We saw the pick earlier. We saw the stop on 4th down early in the game. And now we see here, I mean, Auburn's obviously going to go for it, but this is a very tough 4th and goal from the 11.
I mean, I was about to say Auburn, I mean, definitely a pass play. You got Hallman and then 3 people blocking for it, and then you got your 3 playmakers on the outside. But, I mean, again, another pass play.
Now
she gets pressure again! And she sacked her again.
You're right. That's going to be a sack. I thought they didn't call it, but now it's going to be Dothan.
What a stop
ball.
right there for number 7 for Dothan. Shout out to her.
I mean, yeah, we see here.
Just goes straight through Brock in a jump car.
I mean, just went through full speed. I mean, what a play there for the Wolves.
She turned into Heaven Lockhart right there.
Turned into the Flash, indeed. It's now going to be 1st and 1. So very, very, very easy first down here for the Wolves. We're having a great time up here in the booth. We hope y'all are having a great time. And if you are, smash that like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, I mean, but yeah, we got another game also coming up. I mean, it's a great night.
I mean, if you enjoy me and Max's voice, be sure to check out the Tigers In and Play Callers on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to our voices. And almost a pick by
Oh.
Ashlyn Harton.
But we see the wide receiver there, the wide receiver there turning into basically the defender actually tipping it away there.
You know, they kind of switched roles. It kind of looked like Hallman was throwing to Harton right there.
Yeah.
And then she had a defender on her. You know, Harton, like you said, had to turn around, or excuse me, the Dothan receiver had to turn on Harton and kind of swat it
tip
away
that
from her.
Ball. Yeah. So saving a pick there for the Wolves. And now it's going to be Beecham on the 2nd and 1 here from their own territory. Beecham going to look out to her left, going to pass it, and now it's going to be a
And
pitch
what a
back.
pitch.
And almost getting a lot of yards, but saved there. That's actually going to be Harton on the tackle there. And a great tackle there by Harton, really saving it. But it's going to be a first down anyway for the Wolves. And now it's going to be 1st and about 14 here from their own 26-yard line. As you hear fans say, "Go Auburn" in the crowd. I mean, you know, he's right. They need to turn it up here because the Wolves can tie it in one play. And we're going to see keep it here. Actually, no, fooled me. It was actually a handoff. And
Number 9.
Yeah, number 9 with the carry there. Yeah, I thought
you see it
number
right here.
3
I mean,
had it, and what a handoff. Yeah, I thought she kept it, but
Auburn wasn't fooled, but we were in the booth.
yes. And so now it's going to be 2nd down and 15, or excuse me, 2nd down and 10, 5-yard carry for the Wolves there. Now we'll see Beecham in the backfield. A little bit of emotion. Oh, and a fumbled snap. That's going to mark them back about at their own like 25-yard line, and just mishandled it. I mean, it's cold out there though. They're all wearing about like, you know, gloves to keep their hands warm, but it also makes it tougher to catch the ball.
It is cold out there, Max. I just put my hand outside the window. It's pretty cold in Auburn, Alabama tonight.
Yeah, I saw. now it's gonna be it's 3rd down and 15 for the Wolves here, and from their own 25-yard line. Beecham, a lot of receivers split wide, can't find anybody downfield. Now just gonna toss it, and it's gonna fall short. Singletary almost able to intercept that ball.
I mean, we've seen great coverages from Auburn as we ended the 3rd quarter. But I mean, we've seen great coverages from Auburn on the star-studded Dothan receivers, covering every single route that they can. But I mean, end of the 3rd quarter, we're going to send you to a quick ad, and then we'll be right back.
Our story was begun by someone else. Our story was often shaped by generations before them. Our story was forged and maybe even defined by the experiences of our childhood. But it doesn't need to be. You can be the author. Learn how at numberstory.org.
Back here at Duck Sanford Stadium for the 4th quarter as the Wolves are going to punt it away here. And that's actually going to be Alsabrook receiving the kick there, and a great tackle there made so that Alsabrook couldn't get a lot of yards. Great tackle there by the Wolves. Now Auburn's going to start with it in their own territory at about the 32-yard line, 1st and 8 for the Tigers here. And Auburn could really almost put the game away.
Auburn could put the dagger in the heart. I mean, going up 2 scores with, I mean, if we get a good scoring drive, there'll be about 6 minutes left. Take 5 minutes off the clock. I mean, this game's over if it's 21-7 with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, so 1st and 9 here for the Tigers, and you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, the Tigers here, with the way the clock works, I mean, the Tigers should really run down the clock here. And as we see Hallman not going to get much yardage there. I think she just got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to remain 2nd down and about 9 yards. We see the ref there, not even moving the spot at all, just placing the ball right back where it was. And let's resume play with 2nd and 9 here. And let's see what the Tigers do here, because you don't want to, like I said, you want to kind of run out the clock here, with being in the 4th quarter, and you don't want to give it back to this dangerous Dothan offense, which I know since the first drive we haven't seen much from the Wolves offense. But, I mean, they're still dangerous nonetheless. And so probably some short passes as we see a flag there. And I think they're going to call Brock once again for holding there. And so as we see Brock fell down, we're going to call it for tripping, excuse me.
Yeah, direct snap to Hallman from a jaunt car, and then Brock kind of trips her up again. But, I mean, still with the sack for the Dothan Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, you can, basically count it as a sack. I mean, gonna lose actually 10 yards on that penalty. And so now it's going to be placing you all the way back at your own 21 if you're the Tigers here. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 19, and the Tigers got a lot of ground to make up here.
And we see on both sides of the field, we see Central in the black and Smith Station in the white, both warming up for their big game coming up. Yeah.
And now we see Hallman rolling out to her left. Hallman trying to point people downfield. And that's going to be, it was almost intercepted.
Almost a 3rd interception for Hallman. Not having her best game for sure.
The defensive back for the Wolves was right there. It was in the breadbasket for her, and she just wasn't able to corral it. And, yeah, you're right. Hallman not having her best game so far. I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, there were 4 white jerseys around Madison Allen right there. I mean, you can't throw that. That's just the bottom line of it. You can't throw that.
Yeah, I mean, trying to find...
Big 3rd down here, though.
Yeah, 3rd and 19 here. Could give the ball back to Dothan with a lot of time. Instant pressure. And Alsberg actually drops that pass. So now it's going to be 4th down and 19 and giving it right back to the Wolves. And so,
I will say, though, the Auburn defense has played absolutely stellar since that first drive, giving it absolutely nothing. I don't even think Dothan has gotten on the other side of the field since that first drive. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, Auburn's defense playing absolutely amazing.
I feel like you're right. I mean, this Dothan Wolves team, but it seems like they've gotten away with
Good punt right there, though.
Yeah, and that it's going to actually be received by the Wolves here and get to about the midfield line at the 40. And so now it's going to be 1st and about 20 here for the Wolves. Let's see where they spot it, because this could either be 1st and 20 or 1st and 1, depending on where they spot the ball at. So they're going to get the tougher spot, I mean, depending on how you look at it, farther down the field, but a farther 1st down, 1st and 19 from the Auburn 39.
And we see our guy, Coach Simo, head coach of the Auburn baseball team with the yardage marker. He's all bundled up. Everyone's bundled up. Cold night in Auburn, Alabama. He just loves coming to these sporting events. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I actually see one of the Auburn players on the sideline getting cozy with a blanket there on the sideline. I mean, we're up.
What a run!
It's so chilly. And
what a run!
Still going down the sideline to the 10, and that finally tackle made by Allen there, but what a run indeed by the Wolves.
Hey, Max, we're in for a finish right here. We're in for a stellar finish.
As we see here, the quick motion.
I mean, just a handoff. Double toss, miscommunication. I saw number 1 for Dothan kind of blocked, number 5, Singletary for Auburn. They didn't call it, but good run right there by number 24 for the Wolves.
And now in the red zone are the Dothan Wolves. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 11. And if the Wolves can budget in here, I mean, we got a game. We got a ball game, folks.
Brooke Hallman 5-minute drive.
We can hope. And
what a throw.
Quick throw out.
She still had,
He almost got, that was almost a touchdown.
I think they called her since we'll see it right here, quarterback airing it out to her left, her weak side. And she kind of bobbled it right here. She kind of had possession, then lost it and got it again. But she didn't get tackled, so I thought she was gone.
Yeah.
But they called it where she initially fumbled it, and she bobbled it. So, I mean, she's at about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, 6-yard line, 5-yard gain for the Wolves there. I mean, if you're Dothan, what are you drawing up here with? You have 3 more plays to get this, get this goal line score. But what are you drawing up here if you're the Wolves? I feel like you got to go with the short screen game. I mean, it's been working.
I would say short screen, but I also say a little double toss speed sweep. We just saw it on that big gain right there, that 26-yard run. I mean, Auburn, a lot of miscommunication on the defensive side. Playing a little bit of zone, no man. So I mean, they're not following the double toss. They're not following the person that's getting, the toss to them. And so it's causing a lot of miscommunication, and the speed on the outside could easily get the Dothan Wolves a game-tying touchdown right here.
So, so we'll see the Wolves trot back out onto the field here from their own, from the Auburn 6. Just over 7 minutes to go here, left in the 4th quarter, left in the game. And we see
what a tackle right there by Lockhart.
Tackle there by Lockhart.
Game-saving right there.
But they did exactly what you said. I mean, they did a speed sweep, not a double that time.
And Coach Link was ready for that one on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean, you see Lockhart here go right up the middle and not fooled at all, just instantly taking her flag. And now that's going to mark Dothan back at the 9-yard line, a loss of 3. And now the
big
Dothan
third down right here.
Down and goal. And I feel like if you're Dothan, you got to get a couple.
You got to get positive. You got to get positive yards right here.
100%. As we see in the backfield is Beecham. And
she slips.
Is for the Wolves is number 14, but it's going to get that 3 yards back. And
tough break right there, though.
Yeah, and so we're going to see 4th down from the 6-yard line, 4th and goal. And this is a huge play to say the least.
And that's why the Dothan coach called a timeout. Knows it's a huge play. He's going to draw up his best play, what they've been working in practice this week. I mean, this could be the game right here.
Yeah, and we'll be right back with y'all after this quick timeout and this quick ad break.
All currently serving military vets or immediate families of troops killed in action, vet ticks.
Huge play right here, Max. 4th down. Lockhart getting pressure again.
And able to avoid that is Beach.
Oh!
It's going to be caught. Wait. No,
she dropped it. She dropped it, Max. She dropped it.
What a play there. I mean, so much happened in this play. First off, they did 4 out to
I
the
thought
left.
Lockhart was going to get a sack right here.
Oh, just through the hands.
And the whole Dothan sideline put their hands in their face.
Oh, exactly.
2 timeouts left, 6 minutes. I mean, it's a long shot to come back. But, I mean, the Dothan defense has been stellar all game.
I mean, you get to stop right here. I mean, you'll still have a good bit of time, to try and come down. But, I mean, what a stand by the Tigers there. As you see, Hallman toss it out to one of her favorite targets, Allen, down the sideline. That's going to be an Auburn first down there. As we see the replay here, I mean, Hallman, really just rolling out to her left. She loves going that way, and she rifles it down the field to Allen. And now it's going to be 1st and about 15 for the Tigers. 1st and 15 from their own 25.
The left-handed quarterback for the Tigers, Brooke Hallman, rolling out to her strong side, finding her top receiver, Madison Allen, who we actually saw last year in the state championship game. I think she got about 2 pick sixes because me and you were in the booth.
Almost a catch there, and that was Harton down the sideline. I mean, what a play there by the Dothan defense, but Hallman trying to get a big chunk play there for the Tigers, not able to get it. Now it's going to be 2nd and 15 from their own 25. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the game, and now Hallman going to get ready to snap the ball here. Big play for the Tigers. Big plays all around so far this game, but big plays also coming for the rest of this game.
Fake to Alsabrook.
Now Hallman just going to take it herself, tiptoe down the sideline, gets a lot of yardage there, and now it's going to be 3rd down and short here. I mean, as we see Hallman here in the replay, quick motion there for the Tigers, and Hallman, nobody downfield, says, I'm just going to take it myself, and just stays in bounds and gets
good recognition right there by Hallman. No one was open. You don't want to throw an incompletion. You don't want to go out of bounds. The clock does not stop, but I mean, it no yards. You can't get no yards right here on that big 2nd down. Now we have a 3rd down, and
this is huge.
This is a huge thing because if you're Auburn, I don't know if you go for it on this 4th down if you don't get it.
I mean, if you go for it, if you don't get it here and then you go for it on 4th down.
And I mean, we'll see the decision.
I have a feeling you got to punt it here. I feel like you try and mark them deep, try and make
do you punt it and mark them deep, or do you trust your defense and try to put the game away?
I mean, yeah, it's a fair point.
And they're going to punt.
I mean, yeah, I feel like this is the right call here if you're Coach Link at the Tigers. I mean, because you got under 4 minutes to go and the clock is still running. The Dothan Wolves, they have 2 timeouts left in the game. I mean, try and pin them deep and try and trust your defense to get the stop here. As we see, it's touch there, but
no
not
return.
caught. No return there, so that's going to hurt the Wolves. It's actually going to be 1st down and 18 from their own 22 here, and this drive basically decides the game.
Almost a 40-yard punt there. That was awfully impressive right there.
Yeah, I mean, big plays all around for certain players on the Tigers, really this whole team. I mean, game didn't start off how you wanted to, and I'm not going to lie, Dothan has really impressed me tonight. I mean, defense getting 2 picks on Hallman, one of the best flag football QBs in the state. And then you also see on offense, Auburn able to bounce back at that first drive. I mean, but Dothan with a chance here as they go that 4 wide to the left. I don't know how much I like that. I mean, it didn't work for them on the goal line, but they're going to go over the middle, and it does work this time. So what do I know? They're going to actually get 5 yards there on that play. and it's now going to be 2nd down and 10 from their own 30.
And the clock is still running. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds about. And watch out for Lockhart. If you're Dothan right now, you got to try to protect your quarterback from Lockhart. As we see Lockhart get pressure right there.
Now Beecham just going to toss it out up the middle, and
dang, she's
great
fast.
tackle there by Singletary. She's been all over the field tonight. And now Auburn going to be it's going to be Dothan 3rd and 4.
I mean, you see the speed by number 4 right here, and then Singletary just comes up and be like, nah, that speed ain't working on me. I'm going to pull your flag.
She said, no, not today. And now it's going to be 3rd and 4 from their
Huge
own
play.
36. Yes. And you got to go for it if you're the Wolves here, but I think they'll get it on just this play.
Wow.
Great play call if you're the Wolves there. I like it. You know, the quick little, as we see the replay here, break this down for us, Taylor.
I mean, even if you don't get a first down here, you got to get some yards. Number 9 just coming across. Number 1 hands it to her, and she uses her speed. And great blocking right there. Great legal blocking, putting their hands behind her back, creating a hole for her. And now we got the clock stopping with 2 minutes left. So Dothan has all the time in the world if they want it.
Yeah, 2 timeouts. The clock stops here for the Wolves. It's going to be 1st down and 19. Season on the line here for Dothan, as well as Auburn. And now we see that's going to be caught out by
good 5
14.
yards.
Yeah, good 5 yards. I mean, I like the short plays. They've been working so far for the Dothan Wolves. You know, we saw that first drive. I started talking about it earlier. I mean, they kind of went away from that a little bit, you know, towards the middle of the third quarter. But that first drive was full of short plays, and you know, let's see if they can continue that right now.
What a breakup right there by Butler.
Yeah, I mean, Butler really stepping up big here on this drive right there.
That would have been a huge gain, too.
And now it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Wolves. And I feel like you said on that last play, they just got to get some yardage back here if you're the Wolves.
3rd down and about 14, too. Yeah, do a little speed sweep, do a little screen pass, get some yards. You don't want an incompletion or, I mean, a turnover would end the game.
Yes. A turnover right here would end it indeed. And the Wolves, like I said, season on the line here. Beecham in the backfield all alone. It's going to
get a flag on Dothan.
Be a flag on Dothan, so this play won't matter.
I mean, decline the penalty.
Yeah.
I thought she was number 14 was about to catch that. That was a great throw right there by Beecham.
And you said decline it. I don't know if they will. I would actually here. You're right. I mean, they should decline.
But they're going to accept it. It's going to be 3rd down.
I mean, mark them down at 3rd and 24. I mean, you know, you think they're going to get 10 yards back. I mean, Coach Link trusts this defense. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 24 here for the Wolves. Got basically the whole field basically to get here. I mean, what do you draw up here if you're Dothan?
I mean, if you're Dothan, you gotta try to get something deep. You know, 3rd and 24. I mean, it's 4-down territory, of course.
Yeah.
But you're trying to get it around that 10 to 15 yard range to make it not easy, but I mean, more likely 3rd and manageable. You know,
you cannot get in 4th and 24 here, and it's going to be a false start. So mark them down
3rd
farther.
and 29.
3rd and 29 here.
Moral of the game: Dothan shooting themselves in the foot, going backwards. You know, doing a little jog backwards.
I mean, 100%. I mean, we saw that drive earlier. They had 2 false starts in a row. Now you have the holding penalty and the false start. And now it's 3rd and 29. I mean, you just got to get something here. You cannot do 4th and 29.
No, you. I mean, if you're the Dothan coach, you're probably thinking, "Oh, I got to throw deep," but no, you don't. You got to get some yards. 3rd and 29 is what you said. 3rd and 29.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know a play that can go 29 yards.
No,
for
there's
the
not
Dothan
many
Wolves.
plays in the book.
Especially with how they've been playing. You know, they've been doing these little short passes, little handoffs. But I mean, you got to get something a little deep, about 15 yards.
And let's see how Beecham does and the Wolves do, and it's going to be a quick pass outside there to number 14.
She's still running.
She's
still running.
She juked him out going down the line.
And she did get yards.
What a spin move there. And wow, let's see that replay.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, what a spin move
Number
there.
14 for the Wolves.
I mean,
Heisman Watts.
Wow, really just, you know, juking out Singletary. That doesn't happen a lot. I mean, making Singletary fall to her
Singletary has
knees.
about 17 tackles on the game too.
And now it's going to be 4th and very manageable if you're the Wolves. I mean, getting 19 yards back there is huge. Now, here's the game. Here's the game if you're the Wolves here. I mean, what do you draw up here if you're the Wolves to try and keep your season alive?
I mean, for Auburn, you're going to put all your people on the 1st down line marker. You're not going to put anyone deep. You're not going to put anyone shallow. Probably not going to blitz anyone either. I mean, this is the game right here. If Dothan doesn't get it, game's over. But if you're Dothan, I mean, you almost send your receivers to that 1st down mark, and you send them in or out. You do a little route off of that. You can't try to do these little short passes. Center can't snap the ball and then go out for it, turn around for a little 2-yard pass. I mean, you got to get the first down, of course, but
Yeah.
you got to draw it upright if you're the Dothan coach, which I'm sure he is.
Yes, I mean, that's what they're planning right now. I mean, they called the timeout after that play. Only one timeout left to go. So, yes, this is the game. If Auburn gets this back, they'll be able to run the clock out. And now season on the line here for the Wolves. Let's see what they draw up. They got 4 out wide to the left of Beecham.
All to the left.
Yes, Beecham now 8 yards behind her center, so trying to manufacture some of that time in the backfield.
They forgot to block Lockhart! They forgot to block Lockhart!
Lockhart able to get the tackle.
And Coach Link is fired up!
Clinch the win here for the Tigers, and what a play there by Lockhart. And
they forgot about Lockhart. They did everything they needed to. They did the curls at the first down marker. They forgot to block Lockhart.
I mean, even if that was caught there, though, by the Dothan Wolves, I don't think she would have got it because there's still a player there for the Tigers. Great defensive play by the Tigers, and they will move on to that area championship on Thursday. Awaiting them is the victors of the Smith Station Central game, which will be coming up about 15 minutes after this game is over. Be sure to stay tuned for that. But wow, what a game so far, and what a way to end it as we see Hallman just going to jog backwards a little bit and really send this home for Auburn. And Auburn, gutsy win here tonight against the Wolves. I mean, what'd you see from the Tigers tonight that really helped them get this win and clinch that area championship spot?
I mean, honestly,
season alive?
Honestly, the Auburn offense didn't play great. Brooke Hallman, 2 interceptions. We didn't see Daly Alsabrook, Madison Allen, Ashton Hart make as big of an impact as they usually do with the deep routes. But, I mean, the Auburn defense, I just want to highlight number 5, Riley Singletary. She was all over the field, her and Heaven Lockhart, making a majority of the tackles for the defense. All over the field, saving this game for the Tigers. And Lockhart with that game-winning sack. Like I said, they forgot to block Lockhart. That's the moral of the game right here. And the Auburn defense play absolutely amazing. And Auburn's going to move on to the championship.
I mean, what a game by both teams. I mean, Dothan, it's the end of your season, finishing the season 7-5. But I wouldn't have anything to be ashamed of. I mean, you come here, you lose by 1 score. Had multiple chances to win it. Obviously, that holding, as we see, Daly Alsbrook go into the field and hit a flip for the Tigers. But, I mean, wow, just what a win. A lot of emotions here for the Tigers and gearing up for that area championship on Thursday. But like I was saying, if you're Dothan here, I mean, what can you take away from this game? I feel like they played played solid.
You can take away that you played one of the best flag football teams in Alabama, the defending state champs, and you only lost by 7. Very young team for the Wolves. They'll be back next year. They'll be back for years to come. And Dothan with a lot of positives on the defensive side, getting 2 interceptions on Brooke Hallman, but the offensive just stalled out at the end, but a lot of shooting themselves in the foot, a lot of moving backwards, not getting the first downs that they wanted to, but a lot of positives for Dothan to take on. And, I mean, congratulations to the Wolves for making it this far.
And like I said before, gutsy win by the Tigers as we see them celebrating, coming up to the fans. And, I mean, what a win for the Tigers here. I mean, what are you looking to see from them on Thursday to get the win over Central or Smith Station?
I'm seeing if they play Central again, we got to stop the deep pass. Smith Station and Central, both, the deep pass against us was absolutely torturous. I mean, they would get a deep pass whenever they wanted to. And Auburn, Coach Link got to draw up some more plays to get Brooke Hallman out in space. We saw it all game. When she's out in space, not just standing in the pocket, she's dangerous, not just with her legs, but with her left arm. But Auburn, I mean, great win tonight. And, I mean, they're excited to move on to this area tournament championship.
And that's going to do it here for the first game of tonight's 2 area tournament games. We'll see y'all in about 15 minutes, actually 20. I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. In about 20 minutes, back with the second game, Smith Station versus Central. Going to be another good one.
And enjoy AHS Game Break.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AHS Game Break. Auburn just won 14-7, and it was a close game, but Brooke Hallman, she didn't look her best out there tonight, but the defense can make up for that with a lot of tipped passes and a few interceptions. Riley Singletary was outstanding for the Tigers tonight, but on the other side, Dothan defensively impressed me because in pregame we talked about how Dothan could possibly be a good defensive team. Offensively, the game plan was the same as Valley's game plan last week, just hope to survive and throw the ball short. That didn't work out, especially with the Tigers' outstanding defense. That was a great game for the first game of the area tournament. But now we're going to get into the next game of our area tournament, which is Smith Station versus Central. This could be a good matchup between these two as well, but you know, we'll see. Smith Station's an okay team, and Central beat us the last time they played us in Duck Sanford Stadium, so Central is in familiar territory here tonight. Now we're going to move into the keys to the game segment, and I'm going to start with Smith Station's keys to the game here. Smith Station, I think, needs to start fast and just be able to have a stifling defense. And I think if they can get a pass game going with maybe a few short passes, a few long passes in there as well, maybe a little run game, Smith Station could possibly get the upset here tonight against Central. And then my key to the game for Central is just continue our outstanding offense. You know, you guys played us a few weeks ago, blew us out here at the Duck, and you know, it's going to be a scary game for the championship game on Thursday, depending on who wins this game. But like I said, Auburn a few weeks ago got killed. But their secondary, Central secondary, does not lie. Their secondary is a very good secondary. Central airs it out a lot on offense. Secondary gets a lot of interceptions and gets a lot of turnovers. So if that all works out, Central should get a big win against the Panthers here tonight. But that's going to do it for AHS Game Break. I will see you guys for AHS Final after the game.
You can't tell how someone feels just by looking at them or what they share online. To the outside world, our lives may look perfect, even if in reality they aren't. I'm always worrying about doing well at school, and with the end of year test coming up, I'm not sure how much longer I can cope. My thoughts swarm around my head, sometimes keeping me up all night. Some days it's just all too much, and I feel like I'm lost in space. When I did badly on one of my tests, I just about kept it together until I got home. Then I broke down crying in front of my mum. She listened for a bit, and then she told me that, just like physical health, we all have mental health. It's our feelings, our thinking, our emotions, and our moods. She then said that feeling down, angry, and stressed is a normal part of life, just like it's normal to feel happy, confident, and carefree sometimes. We all have positive and negative emotions that come and go based on what's happening around us. These are everyday feelings. Good mental health means experiencing negative emotions. It's not always about being happy. Mum can relate to the feelings of stress. So when Mum suggested I take a break from everything and do something I enjoy, I actually took her advice. So I made myself a hot chocolate, snuggled up in a duvet and watched a film. And you know what? Afterwards I felt so much better. Mum should take her own advice.
Most of us only ever share the good things. We don't like to share how we really feel. Every morning when I wake up, negative thoughts stream through my head. Getting out of bed and pretending I'm okay takes all the energy I have. As the day goes on, the negative thoughts turn from a stream into a river. The water rushes through my head so loudly it's hard to concentrate in lessons. And some days it's so bad it feels like a waterfall that's trying to pull me over the edge. Everything is so overwhelming. I didn't think my friends would understand if I told them how down I was feeling. But when Sasha opened up to me about how stressed she was feeling, I told her. I wasn't sure how to bring up how I'd been feeling, so I started by saying that I didn't feel like myself. Just her listening made me feel like she understood. She told me some things that had helped her, so I tried them too, but it didn't make much of a difference. Even when I tried to be around my friends, I felt alone. The things I used to enjoy weren't fun anymore.
I was really worried about Andre and not sure what to do. He was quiet and wasn't hanging out with us like he used to. So I asked our head of year for some advice. He suggested I get Andre to speak to him since his negative feelings weren't going away.
I didn't want to speak to our head of year, but I also didn't want to keep feeling so down, so I went. He said that sometimes we have overwhelming feelings that can be more intense than our everyday feelings. These feelings hang around for a long time and change the way we feel, think, and behave. They can stop us doing what we want to in life. That's what I was going through. He also said that if we're physically unwell, we let people know, we ask for help. It should be no different with mental health. Sometimes our overwhelming feelings are brought on because of things in our life. Sometimes they happen for no reason at all. After hearing this, I felt much less alone and it felt good to talk. Scientists have found exercise can help when you're feeling low, so our head of year encouraged me to sign up to the school football club, which Sasha was already in. I still have days when the river is there, but now I'm beginning to understand my mental health. I'm learning how to cope. Our head of year reminded me that my friends, family, teachers, and lots of others at school are there to help just as much as he is. I had no idea the people around me could be so understanding. And while it's not always easy to talk about my mental health, the person I'm talking to might be able to help. If you don't feel like talking, that's fine. You could try writing, sports, reading, art, music, playing with your pet, whatever makes you feel better.
If you're the person someone talks to when they're struggling, just listen with no pressure or judgment. You don't have to have the answer. If you feel unsure about anything, you can speak to a trusted adult. Talking about mental health doesn't have to be difficult. After all, it's something we all have.
With great brands at the best prices at Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun. More of this, and more of this, and this. So you can do more of that, and that, and definitely some of that. While getting together for more of that, and that. Yes! Have more fun with great brands at the best prices, only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
All currently serving military vets or immediate families of troops killed in action, VetTix is for you. Sign up for free to become a VetTixer and start creating new happy memories that will last a lifetime. Go to vettix.org to become a member now. VetTix, give something to those who gave.
My name's Eddie Metcalf. I enjoy working in my yard. And, you know, I can't do that anymore because I'm missing most of my lung. They did a CAT scan of my kidneys. No more kidney stones, that's the good news, but we found a spot on your lung. That frankly scared the hell out of me. I hadn't smoked in 22 years. How could this happen to me? He said, well, you know about radon gas. Well, you know, I heard about it. He said, well, the second leading cause of cancer in America is radon. 22,000 people a year die from this. I literally left the doctor's office, got a test kit, put it in the house, and our result was 39.8. The upper limit is 4. We got to get this fixed. That was on a Monday, and on Wednesday, our mitigation system was up and running. Well, I think everybody should have their house tested. We'd never known we'd still be living there. I could get another tumor from it, but right now it's changing my life.
When his idea of game night has you feeling played, or your teacher's pet has become unleashed. And inseparable has become intolerable. Visit boystown.org/parenting. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, or guardian of a toddler, teen, or someone in between, we've got parenting guides, articles, videos, tools, and quick tips from experts backed by over 100 years of experience. Get your parenting going in the right direction with Boys Town, saving children and healing families.
So, I keep hearing how things are getting back to normal. Really? When am I back to normal? What is normal anyway? I can't even remember. Is this normal? Seriously? No. Was this ever normal? Please. I think this used to be normal. Then I figured out. Just stop it. So much has changed. No wonder nothing feels normal. But here I am, still standing. A brand new edition of me. This is no time to go back to anything. It's time to go forward and discover the new person I am now. I'm all in. For some great tips on finding your new normal, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. You look familiar.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. For many people, HPV hides inside them and they never develop symptoms. But for others, HPV links directly to cancer. My cancer almost ended my career. It almost ended me. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. The HPV vaccine is recommended for 11 to 12-year-olds.
Hello and happy Halloween. We got a great matchup here at the Duck. We got Smith Station and Central, two crosstown rivals in Phoenix City. Max, what have these two teams done so far this season?
So, I mean, you know, Smith Station coming into this game is 7-6 on the season. I mean, it doesn't look like the greatest season on paper, but I mean, they made it to the state championship 2 years ago. I mean, back when flag football was the first year it started. So this Smith Station team is quality, and I mean, you see it in their first game they played Central. They only lost to Central by one score, 28-19, and then in their second game they did lose 33-7. But that's because Central is really good. As you see, a great play there for the Red Devils. I mean, the Red Devils come into this game 15-0, and according to some random guy on Twitter, they're the #1 team in Alabama. But I don't
According to Max Preps are #1 too.
Yeah, so I don't much disagree with those sources because, I mean, they're 15-0. They beat Auburn, who just won against Dothan 41-7 on October 5th. And they've also, like I said, beat Smith Station twice. So this should be a really good game, though. The Panthers obviously looking to get the upset as the underdogs, but the Red Devils looking to continue their hot season.
Really good game indeed as we see Griggs lined up in the backfield. And with her speed, she actually got tackled by number 8. That is Janiyah Jones for the Panthers. Coming out, I mean, I thought Garrett Griggs right there, number 2, the quarterback for the Red Devils that we saw against Auburn in that 41-7 victory. But we saw that speed from the Smith Station defender. Can you tell us a little bit about Garrett Griggs and what we saw from her last time we commentated Central?
I mean, what can I not tell you about Garrett Griggs? I mean, we watched her play against Auburn, and she was just going crazy. I mean, you see, she's very interesting because we saw a couple times last game, the Dothan QB, I forget her name off the top of my head, but she lined up about 8 yards behind the center. You'll see Griggs here on the replay. She'll line up almost 10 yards behind her center.
And we see Brianna Smith with the direct snap, kind of pitch it to her.
Yeah, but Griggs, multi-talented athlete. I'm sure she plays multiple sports, but, I mean, she's great at this one, and we'll see that tonight.
Great tackle by number 24, Jordan Smith for the Panthers right there, the 9th grader, proving why she's on the varsity flag football team. We got a third down and about 3 here for the Red Devils, trying to start out hot in this big matchup to make the championship against Auburn. As we see again, Smith for the Red Devils, juking out a defender and getting the first down for the Red Devils.
Yeah, I mean, a direct snap once again. I mean, you see that you got Griggs all the way back
Griggs
there.
is lined up really deep.
Yeah, really deep in the backfield. So they're just like, oh, go ahead and get it to Smith. But
what about that
Smith,
juke, though?
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, Smith really showing off the athleticism there for the Red Devils. And so the Red Devils starting off really quick, really early. I mean, we kind of expected this. This is a Red Devil team. They probably had their first 10 plays mapped out. Very well-coached team, and we're seeing that right now on this first drive.
Griggs lined up again, and we'll actually see the snap go to Griggs, and she's going to heave it downfield for number 4. That's Madeline Lumpkin, and she drops the ball.
That's actually very
rare for Madeline Lumpkin.
Because we saw her. She also went crazy in that game against Auburn. I mean, and one of Griggs' go-to receivers, we see her heave it downfield.
Though.
She was open. Yeah, I mean, Griggs basically threw her open, and Lumpkin, I mean, that was almost a certain score as well. She caught that, but just not able to get the ball there, and Red Devils will line up again here on second down.
The Red Devils looking towards their coach to see what the play call is, looking at their armbands. They're trying to get out to a 7-0 start, or 7-0 start, excuse me. We'll see the snap go to Smith again. Pitch it back to Griggs, and Griggs with the wheels.
Showing off the speed there.
Going down the sideline. There's a flag on the play. And number 8 again for the Panthers, Janiyah Jones with the tackle again. Pulling her flag. I mean, Griggs showing off her wheels and her arms.
Yeah, looking at this replay, I think they're going to get Lumpkin there. She kind of put her chest into one of the Smith Station defenders, and so I think that's going to mark Central back. I think they're still going to give them some of the yardage, but I think, and we see
They see the Smith Station bench cheering, of course.
Yeah, we see it there, and I mean, the personal foul. You can't do that if you're Lumpkin. You just you almost gotta basically stop if you're trying to block downfield.
Yeah.
You can't lean at all into the other player. So good call by the ref there. And now we're gonna see they still get some yards though.
Second down and 10.
Yes, because it's called where the flag was. So it's gonna be second down and 10 for the Red Devils, like you said.
Griggs is lined up 10 yards back. I have never seen that from a quarterback in flag football or varsity football.
I mean, but hey, this Red Devils team, they only go one blocker basically, and then you also got Smith, in front of her, but it almost like gives her just a natural time to throw the ball, being lined up that deep as she steps up here a little bit.
We're going to see Griggs take the snap. Looking deep towards Lumpkin again. And another overthrow from Griggs there. Griggs kind of shaking up, big game, area tournament against our crosstown rivals in Phoenix City. We did not see this against Auburn. She was torching us.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Griggs there, that was just a bad throw. You got to give your receiver a chance to catch the ball just a little bit outside of the lines there. No way Lumpkin could have caught it. But, I mean, hey, it's Central. You got Central, the #1 team, according to Max Preps. You got them at third down here. I mean, a chance to get a huge stop over the Red Devils. Smith Station's got to lock in here.
Smith Station's got to lock in indeed on this 3rd and 10. The Red Devils looking towards their coach again for the play call. I think it's going to be Griggs taking the snap. No, it's going to be a direct snap to number 15, Holmes. It goes to Smith, who goes to Griggs, and she throws it to number 4. That's Lumpkin. So Lumpkin very involved in this offense. 1 drop already, 1 overthrow, but that's a good redemption right there with the first down.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happening on that play. Like you said, Holmes, then she goes back.
I could barely keep up with it.
Yeah, she goes back to Smith and back to Griggs, and Griggs finds her favorite target in Lumpkin. Lumpkin able to get her first catch of the game there. Been targeted a couple times already in this game, but right there, able to get the first down. It comes up big for the Devils. And actually, she didn't get the first down. No, I think, I was about to say it. The refs didn't spot that as a first down. No, I'm not a Red Devils fan, but that was obviously a first down there. So now it's going to be 1st and goal.
I'm not a Red Devils fan at all, Max. But I'm pretty sure that was a first down by a long shot, actually.
Yeah.
So, but 1st and goal for the Red Devils.
Yeah, from the 19. I mean, they got a lot of ground to make.
In flag football, it goes every 20 yards. So, unfortunate spot for the Red Devils, honestly, because now it's 1st and 19. As you see, Griggs, that's Lumpkin again. She jukes out a defender, and a great tackle right there by number 20. We do not have her on the roster, actually, so that is great. But the Red Devils driving down the field early, trying to get off to a big lead.
Shout out Dragonfly. But, I mean, it's going to be no Dragonfly hate. But, I mean, we love y'all. But anyways. Great play, and we're starting to see why Central is that #1 team. I mean, Griggs able to find Lumpkin, her favorite target. I'm kind of surprised, though, that she hasn't went to
Supon.
She hasn't went to Supon, but she also hasn't went to Harrison as well. I mean, we saw Mariah Harrison have a great game against Auburn.
Smith directly run it. She puts her hand up. She knows it's a touchdown for the Red Devils. The Central fans came out. You see them on the visitor sideline. They're cheering for their team, the #1 team in Alabama, now up 6-0 with 4 minutes left. I mean, almost 8-minute drive right there.
And an absolute, it's almost the invisible things you hear for Smith. I mean, Smith goes out to her right and does a great fake over to Griggs. Almost does fully everything but the toss, acting like she's going to toss it to Griggs. Completely fools the Smith Station defender, and then she's able to easily walk in for the score.
Central going for the 1-point conversion. They got trips on both of the sides. Weird formation with the receiver lineup directly behind. And Smith to Griggs for the touchdown. And that's a 1-point conversion for the Red Devils.
I mean, we saw that a lot on that drive. It was almost expected. I mean, Griggs, one of the most athletic players I've ever seen on a flag football field. I mean, we just saw it right there. But how about Smith? I mean, we didn't call her name a lot when they played Auburn, but, I mean, basically doing it all on that first drive.
If you're the Central coach, I mean, Auburn. They watched Auburn win the championship. I mean, they might be trying to switch up the play calling a little bit, tell Auburn, we're not going to give you all our secrets so far.
Yeah, I mean, Central, yeah, they're a team that can throw it far downfield. They can do it all. I mean, they can do the speed sweeps. They can throw it far downfield. They can get it over the middle. I mean, like I said, one surprise, we didn't hear Supon's name or Harrison in that first drive. Two of their really, really, go-to players. As we see Smith Station start out with it right
Smith Station
here.
on offense now, and that's almost an interception by Griggs. The quarterback for the Panthers is number 34, Kelsey Lester, the junior from Smith Station. I mean, Griggs almost got the interception right there. That was we see it on the replay right here.
What about Griggs? I mean, heck of an athlete. I mean, we see players a couple of times in football. They'll play on both sides of the ball, a lot in flag football, but it's one thing to be your quarterback and then also be one of your best players on defense. I mean, shout out to Griggs, one of the best players overall in the state of Alabama, the state of the sport.
We see Lester kind of, I couldn't see that play. I was looking down at the roster, but Lester, the quarterback, I mean, what happened on that play, Max?
So Central actually comes up here. I'm trying to see which player this is. It's actually going to be number 6, Brianna Smith, actually the player on the offensive side of the ball that got the score. I mean, we see her. She basically bull rushes the quarterback. No blocking up front for the Smith Station Panthers. And, yeah, just a break.
Smith Station now 3rd and around 7 here for the Panthers. Trying to crawl back in this game, already down 7-0 early in the first quarter. And that's a wide open throw. That's number 12. That's going to be Posey for the Panthers, and that's going to be a first down. So Smith Station kind of answering with their own drive.
Yeah, I mean, a heck of a play here by Posey. You see Posey actually motions all the way out from the left side of the field and then comes all the way to the right side. It was actually number 13, Summer Crunk, that did the motion, and then Posey, like you said, is the one that caught the ball. But great job by Posey, just finding the open spot in that zone that Central's running. And Central also, one interesting thing is they only got one person up front, and then a lot of their players are playing like 5 yards deep. So if Panthers want to run, short routes, they can really eat up this Red Devils defense.
Smith Station coach also with Lester at quarterback. I mean, with having 3 receivers on the right side, 1 receiver on the left side, I mean, you're giving her options. I mean, you're letting. We saw it there. She goes through all of her reads. Kind of crazy feet right there, big game. But I mean, she finds number 36. That's going to be Rebecca Sally, who is another junior. So very young team so far from the Panthers that I'm seeing.
Yeah, and a great play there by Sally, because I noticed on the replay she also was blocking. She was a blocker at the start of that play, but then just rolls out almost like a little running back rollout screen and catches the ball there.
We're going to see Lester dump it down to number 6. That is Jada Jones, another junior for the Panthers, and she gets her flag pull by number 11 for the Red Devils. That is going to be Colby Cook. Colby Cook, another name that we said a lot in this very stadium, October 7th.
Yeah, I mean, Colby Cook, one of those reliable players on the back end for the defense. I mean, the Red Devils, they have a bunch of studs out there. That's why they're 15-0. And, I mean, coming into this game, all of them are going to have to play some of their best ball, not only tonight, but if they win this game Thursday in the area championship.
Lester takes the snap on the 3rd and long, and she actually finds number 4, Bennett. Number 4, Bennett for the Panthers, just short of the first down. They're going to call it a 4th down. And Panthers with kind of a decision, early game decision right here. It's about 4th and 3 about.
I feel like you should go for it here. I mean, I feel like, early on in the game, they're going to let it the clock tick down to 0 to where we're moving on to the second quarter. As, yes, the buzzer will ring and we'll move on to the second quarter. But no, Smith Station's got to go for it here. And, yeah, we're going to send you to a quick ad break, though. Don't go away.
Say that?
He said it like one flag football game a while ago. He's like, stud is a guy term.
I wasn't thinking that hard about it.
I don't want to try.
What? Oh, appreciate it.
Oh no. Oh my god. Look at all the blues. I'm trying to save it.
I literally say go Panthers. They don't want to play Smith Station. Or they don't want to play Central.
Why are you biting skills on?
Alright, count us down.
Hello and welcome back to the Duck on this creepy Halloween night. We got a good matchup between the Panthers and the Red Devils so far. As we see the quarterback for Central, Lester, dump it off to number 36. That's going to be Rebecca Sally with her second catch of the game. And the Panthers with a first down, fourth down conversion.
I mean, we see it again here. Sally lining up on that offensive line basically this entire game, but just rolling out. I mean, but one thing I love about, flag football is that anybody can make a play at literally any time. I mean, we saw it in the first game, Dothan kind of using that to their advantage, rolling their center out to receive the pass.
We're going to see the direct snap to Jones. Pitch it right back to Lester, and she's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
actually a loss of a yard.
Yeah, I mean, Griggs coming up and making that play. That really just a busted play there for the Smith Station Panthers. I mean, really busted play there for the Panthers. And now it's going to be 2nd and 20. I mean, they got a lot of ground to make up.
Lester looking at her armband for the play.
Little motion there for the Panthers.
Little motion. Lester going through all her reads. Nothing's open. She's going to take it with her legs. And she's going to get a good gain of about 9 yards.
Lester with a little bit of speed there.
Both of these quarterbacks, dual threat, showing off why they got legs, why they got the arm, why they're the starting quarterback for, these top two A-tier flag football teams.
Yeah, and I really like what Smith Station's doing here. Not a lot of crazy stuff downfield because you don't need that on your first drive. You need to kind of establish yourself, establish some speed sweeps, establish some short play. And, if they're able to get a score here, I think their plan's working fully to their advantage, keeping that dangerous Central team on the sideline.
They're in about 11. Lester's going to dump it off to number 4. That's Bennett again, and there's a flag on the field. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, it's going to be holding. They're going to get Smith Station with a hold here. I think it was Sally there, and yeah, actually it was on the left side. I couldn't really tell who that is playing over there, but yeah, just a hold there for the Panthers, and we saw it for Dothan last game against Auburn. You can't have those unforced errors, now it's
going to be a 3rd and 21, so
yeah.
You definitely can't have that.
Yeah, so technically I say unforced. It was a hold because Central was bull rushing them, and so there was a reason to do it. But if you're Smith Station here, I think you've already achieved your goal on this first drive because this Central offense is one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous offense in the state, and so they're able to keep them on the sidelines right now, and then possibly get a score here. Working out to perfection so far.
This is going to throw it to her wheel route. That was number 5, Munguia. And Smith for the Red Devils coming up and almost getting another pick.
Yeah, what a play there by Smith. Smith really just shooting out of a cannon there, to get that stop. And now Smith Station's going to have to punt it. But like I said, Smith Station bringing this all the way into the second quarter as we trickle under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. They kept that Central offense on the sideline. And, if they're able to get a stop here, not a lot of harm done as we see the Griggs trying to catch that punt return and bobbled and dropped. But it's going to be first down at their own 20.
First down at their own 20, first and about 2.
Yeah.
For the Red Devils. Good spot by the ref.
Yeah, I called that a little bit. That was my bad. It's actually from the 18 there. So, but yeah, like you said, nice spot. Like in flag football, it's every 20 yards. It doesn't change, to where it's 1st and 10 from wherever you get it. No, it's 1st and 2. So, they got 4 plays to get 2 yards technically. Half a yard of play. We'll see if Central can do it. I believe they can.
We actually see Smith lined up as a receiver, and Griggs takes the snap. Throws it to number 4, Lumpkin. Yeah. Lumpkin with another big gain. That's going to be an easy first down. And it's going to be around 1st and about 18 for the Red Devils now.
Yeah, if there was fantasy football for flag football, I would get Lumpkin and Griggs. That's probably my first 2 picks.
I would get Lumpkin and Griggs in the first round.
Yeah, first round, first overall pick because, you see Lumpkin is just our favorite target out there. They have such a connection, just seamlessly tossing it over to Lumpkin, knowing where she was at. Shout out Lumpkin and Griggs. They're really carrying the Central team.
Griggs lined up in the backfield. Going to go to her, and she's going to look again downfield. And what a bull rush right there by Jones for the Panthers. Just running straight through that O-line and pulling Griggs' flag.
Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot. Griggs very shifty there in the backfield, and we see Jones there just not having it at all, able to just get right past the line and immediately just tackle down Griggs.
A loss of 3, too. Now it's going to be 2nd and 21.
Yeah.
For the Red Devils.
Yeah, if you're Smith Station, I mean, that is a play you needed. Some keys going into this game that didn't have the chance to say earlier, but if you're Smith Station, you need those big plays such as turnovers, sacks. I mean, plays that really just switch the momentum of this game.
We'll see Griggs take the snap again for the Red Devils. And again, Jones for the Panthers getting another sack, another loss of yards for the Red Devils.
I mean, Jones looking like Heaven Lockhart for the Auburn Tigers out there, but for the Smith Station here, Smith Station Panthers, I mean, Jones, just what a play there. I mean, just straight up breaking through the offensive line, and wow, just what a play by Jones.
What a play by Jones indeed, and now it's going to be 3rd and about 24 for the Red Devils.
If you're Central here, I would be conservative here. You don't want to give up any good field position to the Smith Station team.
If you're Smith Station, you better line those safeties up deep. Guard Lumpkin, guard Jones, try to get some pressure on Griggs again.
Yeah. But no, if I'm the Red Devils here, I'm looking for something short. Haven't called out Harrison's name. We'll see Harrison with the neon gloves there at the bottom of the screen. Look for her to get some receptions later in this game.
Griggs rolling out to a strong side. That's going to be a flag on the Red Devils, I'm pretty sure. And Lumpkin drops it again.
Yeah.
A little bit cold in Auburn, Alabama tonight. She got the gloves on, but, I mean, it's kind of hard to catch a ball in the cold.
Yeah, we're going to see on the replay here just a hold by Smith. And, Smith, putting her hands out. Just straight up puts her hands out. Great call by the ref. And now it's going to be they're actually going to decline it. Makes sense here because it's going to be 4th and 23. And, wow, what a stop by the Panthers. I mean, like I said, this should be a great game. And if you're the Panthers, I mean, not much could – this is probably the start you were hoping for. I mean, obviously you were hoping to score in your first drive. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, they've played basically perfect game so far. I mean, the defense has played solid. And we'll see Central now punting the ball here. And Smith Station looking to tie the game.
Put the ball in. That's Jones again on the return.
Jones all over the field.
I mean, she's the MVP of the Panthers team right now.
Yeah, and we see, I mean, she got 5 yards, too, on the return. It's going to be 1st and 19, so it's going to be a tough first down to gain, but they're actually going to give her a nice spot. It's actually, no, they're not going to give her a nice spot at all. It's going to be about 1st and 18 and a half.
1st and about 18.
Yeah, so not great if you're the Panthers, but hey, you're already in plus territory. I mean, you're already in Smith Station side, Central side of the field. I mean, I would draw up a shot play, honestly, if I'm the Panthers here. Keep the momentum going. See if you can break that seal and try and get a score here.
Smith Station offense coming back onto the field. You see Central lined up very, very deep. I mean, expecting a pass play. We're going to see Lester call for the snap again with her 2 blockers right in front of her. And she's going to throw it super deep, double covered, and that is number 11 for the Red Devils. It's going to be Colby Cook, the girl that we talked about all last game against Auburn. The last time we were in this booth for flag football, me and you, Max. Colby Cook coming up with a double coverage interception. Just bad read right there by Lester.
I mean, what a play there, though, if you're Colby Cook. I mean, this ball, now it was thrown really short and really late. It looks like, I mean, Lester had the right idea. I mean, she was going down there. She just caught her a little bit late, and also I feel like the wind kind of caught that ball. Cook, kind of an easy interception for her, with her talents and abilities, but able to return that ball also deep down the field and able to get it to, now they're in Smith Station side of the field, 1st and 10.
We're going to see Griggs and Jones, and Smith in the backfield. Smith dumps it off to Griggs, and she throws it. That's number 14. I haven't said her name yet. That's Mariah Harrison, the sophomore for the Red Devils, with the neon gloves that you were talking about. Max, what does she do against Auburn?
I mean, well, Harrison's just a mismatch because she's also one of the taller players out there on the field for the Central Red Devils. And we noticed she was actually the first player that we noticed when they played Central because she can also play a little bit of quarterback too, but really just one of their deep threats. And I remember one play where they caught basically a 60-yarder. Griggs really aired it out, but Harrison also with the speed able to get downfield and make it look easy. Look for her to catch more plays like those. You see her in the middle of your screen.
Direct snap to Smith, and she dumps it off to Griggs, but they're going to say that Jones actually got her down before she tossed it to Griggs. So they're going to bring it back to where Jones took her down, about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, and the Central fans don't like that call. And I also do think that, she wasn't down also, I feel like, because Jones, while she is very speedy, didn't get there in time. But, hey, what do I know? The refs, their call matters.
Central up 7-0 with 3 minutes left. It's going to be 2nd down and about 13 for the Red Devils. As we see Smith with the direct snap again. She jukes out Jones again, and she's still going with her flag on, just short of the goal line. I think they are gonna call her just short of the goal line. But I mean, Central 3rd down and around 2. Central about to take a 14-0 lead.
And what a play by Smith here. Look at that spin move, getting down to the 1-yard line. I mean, that play looked like it might have gotten like 5 yards, but ending up extending it to about 10, 11. And so now, the Central in business right now, and it's actually going to be, like you said, it's going to be like 2nd and goal here for the Red Devils.
And Griggs under pressure has to throw it to number 27. That's the center. That's going to be Chloe Broadwater. And she cannot come up with it. I was saying last game when I was doing color commentary, I mean, for the center, it's kind of hard to just snap the ball, block, and then just turn around and the ball's right there. I mean, you got to have really fast reflexes. She did, but she just dropped it.
Yeah, 100%. Tough play. You had very athletic play there to try and make it. Broadwater almost had it, but just slipped through the hands. Also, something I'd like to mention, I mentioned it last game, but I mean, they also got all those, gloves because it's very cold out here. But those aren't, gloves to, help catch the ball. They're just to keep your hands warm. But they're also kind of slippery out there, kind of like mittens. And so, tough play there. Tough break for the Red Devils.
We have 2 minutes left in the first half, so they're going to start stopping the clock. And Smith to Griggs for a touchdown for the Red Devils. Now up 13-0. Probably going to go for a 1-point conversion. But what did you see on that drive for the Red Devils?
We're watching the replay for this play, but it almost looks like a replay for the last touchdown they scored. Exact same play here, exact same design. Smith out to Griggs, over on the right side. I mean, Smith could have easily, I feel like, Panthers just weren't ready for that play. Smith honestly could have faked it to Griggs and probably walked in for the touchdown, but giving it to her quarterback, Griggs. And now Griggs with 2 rushing touchdowns on the game. And Central now up 13-0 with a chance to make it 14.
Central's going to go for the 1-point conversion.
Very interesting setup here.
And, yeah, I mean, you got 2 receivers lined up directly behind Missouri, but it's going to be Smith to Griggs. And the 1-point conversion is good. Smith to Griggs for all of the points for the Red Devils so far. And, I mean, this dominant duo is dominating. But we have 1:53 left in the first quarter. We're going to send you to a quick break, but don't go away because we'll be back at the Duck.
Hello and welcome back to the Duck. We see the Smith Station Panthers get the ball back, and they're going to call a flag on illegal contact. So the outcome of this play.
It does not matter. Number 36 for the Red Devils, Sally, just kind of shoved the Central Red Devils player, and they're going to call a flag on that every single time.
Yep, that's illegal. You can't do that. And so Sally, tough break there for the Panthers, and that's going to mark them back and already making this drive tough to start out. And you only have 1:53. The clock does stop now that it's under 2 minutes. But, I mean, if you're Smith Station, you got to move, and you got to move quick if you want to try and score here before the halftime break.
We're going to see Lester, the QB for the Panthers, trying to carry her team to make the area tournament against the Auburn Tigers that we just saw beat the Dothan Wolves. And she's got 1:50 left in this first half. She's going to throw it to one of her receivers. That's Bennett again, and almost another pick for Smith right there. Central all over the field, almost getting picks every single play.
Yeah, it almost looks like the ball just bounces off of Smith's head almost because it goes right through the hands of Bennett. And, actually bounces off of the hands of Smith. And so, but yeah, I mean, and if you're Central here, you look at the clock, it's 1:47. The clock stops after every play. I mean, you could possibly get the ball back, go down for a touchdown, make it 21-0, and you also receive the second half kick, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, Central, as you see almost another pick there, but Central could really turn the game around here and almost turn this into a blowout.
Almost another pick for Cook right there, lined up at the cornerback position, cornerback 1 for this team. That's going to be 3rd down and around 12 for the Red Devils. So, not what you want to do, especially with 1:44 left in the first half. I mean, you don't want to give the Central offense the ball back.
Yeah, I know. And if you're the Panthers, it's kind of tough to decide what you do here. But the worst outcome right here is actually an incomplete pass because you don't make Central, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
And it's going to be an incomplete pass because Lester trying to throw to number 13, Summer Crunk. Have not said her name yet. But the Panthers going to have to punt the ball and give it back to Griggs and Smith for the Red Devils offense.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Yeah, just a tough break there, just a little behind the receiver from Lester there. But like I said, that's the worst outcome because now Central has all their timeouts, so they have all day, and they can come down and score right before the half and then possibly score right out of halftime to make this a 28-point game.
We're going to see McDonald boot it to Griggs, and Griggs is going down the sideline, gets great field position right at the 21-yard line. And we're actually going to stay here. Me and Max are going to analyze this game a little bit. Max, what have you seen from the Smith Station offense that has been held to 0 points, kind of held at a standstill in yards as well?
Well, I mean, on the first drive, I wouldn't say a standstill in yards. I mean, you look at the first drive, they got it down to what, the 30-yard line of Central? I mean, you know, I'm not trying to diss or take it all, but they got it down the 30-yard line, had a couple penalties. You know, you can't have that if you're the Panthers. But you're absolutely right on that last drive. I mean, I don't know what happened there for the Panthers team on that last drive, but, I mean, yeah, you got to come back here.
Smith to Griggs, and Griggs is still going down the sideline, and they're going to say that she was not out. They're going to mark her down at around the 1-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for the Red Devils. The ref's way close on us, and as you see, Griggs just kind of tiptoes her way down the sideline, never goes out of bounds. And I mean, you could have easily called illegal contact on Lumpkin. She kind of shoved the Panthers defender over.
Yeah, I mean, good call there for not calling her out of bounds. But yeah, they definitely did miss that call on Lumpkin. But hey, I mean, Central will take it. Now they're looking to score the 3rd touchdown of the game and really blow this game.
And what do you think it's going to be, Max? Smith to Griggs.
I would put my money on.
I can go ahead and commentate the play for y'all. It's going to be Smith to Griggs for the touchdown. Central up 20-0. As we see Smith lined up, taking the snap, and it's going to be Smith to Griggs for the touchdown. And I am a fortune teller. I deserve to go to which school? Give me a magic 8-ball right now. I tell the
Hogwarts
future.
Class of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
But I mean, Smith to Griggs, the dynamic duo, now 20-0 with 49 seconds left in this game. And Central just pouring it on the Panthers right now. I mean, we knew that the Panthers were heavy underdogs coming in this game. I mean, really, anyone that plays Central in flag football is heavy underdogs. As we see the Red Devils go for 2.
Another interesting setup here.
It's going to be Smith to Griggs.
But you see 3 people sacked on the line.
And they're all just going to block. Actually, it's a direct snap to Griggs. She's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. So the Central coach decided to not do Smith to Griggs. But now it's 20-0 with 49 seconds. We'll be right back at the Duck.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on that last play, sorry for the technical difficulties, we actually saw Jones get the ball in the motion, but Smith, for the Red Devils, just tackles her, and she kept running because she thought she still had her flag on. But Smith, I mean, got the tackle right in the backfield, right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, what a play there by Smith. I mean, that looked like it was going to be a huge gain for the Panthers, but great play in the backfield by Smith. And
2nd and 7, Lester dropping back, dumps it off to number 12. That's going to be Posey again, and Posey with another drop. The Panthers cannot get anything going on offense right now with 15 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the Panthers, I mean, you got to, honestly, coming out of halftime, you're coming into halftime here, I mean, they're going to need a heck of a halftime speech because they just look down right now. I mean, you see right there, I mean, number 12 for the Panthers, you know, dropping that pass. I mean, she just didn't look inspired at all, as we see right there. The Central Red Devils getting another huge tackle.
And that was Lester on the replay. We see Lester take the snap with Jones on the motion. She kind of just does the toss to her, the little option, and there's going to be a flag on the field. As Jones just got tackled right there by Colby Cook.
And I have a feeling this is going to be holding on Smith Station. With the flag in the backfield, that's usually what it is.
And then Central going to take a timeout with 10 seconds left. So Central might be trying to up the score a little bit more before halftime. We're going to stay here with y'all, folks.
I mean, playing aggressive here. I mean, the Red Devils, I mean, really just trying their best to try and end this game quickly. I
Trying
mean,
to
you know,
impress the Auburn fans here too.
Yes, I mean Smith Station, you know, I mean they haven't even played terrible. I mean the last 2 drives on offense have been abysmal, like let's be honest. But I mean you shot yourself in the foot a couple of times, couple holding penalties, couple false starts, and you had that first drive which I thought was really promising. But since then, I mean, yeah, the Panthers team just looks dead on the field. I mean, you know, trying to put it nicely, but I mean the Panthers, they got to get something going here. They got to try and get something in the halftime. The Smith Station coach, like I said, they're going to have a heck of a halftime speech because they got their work cut out for them in the second half.
And we're going to see a 4th down as we cut back to the field with the players coming back on the gridiron. We're going to see, again, McDonald. She's had a busy day punting for the Panthers. And she's going to boot it as far as she can and hope that, I mean, Griggs right now cannot get a return. As Griggs takes it, shovels it to Lumpkin, and Lumpkin is still running. But what a tackle by Bennett right there. And that's going to do it for the first half. Central up 20-0. Max, what have you seen that has given Central such this dominant first half?
I mean, they were really just spreading it out all over the field. I mean, you got the Smith to Griggs plays, obviously. I mean, 90% of the time works every time. I mean, and then you got, I mean, you know, Harrison. I mean, this Central team just doing it all out here tonight.
And that's going to do it for the first half. But don't go away because we'll be right back at the Duck for the second half. And don't go away because we got AHS halftime with our boy Reese Kinder, co-host on the podcast, great friend of ours. Take it away, Reese.
Take it away.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AHS halftime. What an exciting first half from the Central Red Devils, up 20-0 at halftime. You know, Central, they overthrew the deep ball in that first drive, but, you know, got after it in the or at the end of the first drive with the short pass game working a little bit. And then, you know, on defense, they got some big stops in the red zone, a big interception in the second quarter there when Smith Station was about to go back and possibly score. And, you know, Central's defense just really impressed me with their way to stop Smith Station from getting. Smith Station had 2 drives that they possibly could have scored, and Central just was able to stop them. And then going to Smith Station, you know, they've gotten the short pass game going. They did give up an early score. You know, they've gotten their speed sweeps going. They've had some good pressure, I think, against the quarterback. The quarterback, a few sacks there later in the second quarter. And they even forced a big punt in the second quarter, but that didn't really turn out to do anything with Central scoring to make it 20-0. And, you know, just the second half, I think Smith Station really needs to step up to win this game. But, you know, Central just needs to keep up what they're doing to win this game. But that's going to do it for AHS halftime, and I will see you guys after the game.
My name's Eddie Metcalf. I enjoy working in my yard, and you know I can't do that anymore because I'm missing most of my lung. They did a CAT scan of my kidneys. No more kidney stones, that's the good news, but we found a spot on your lung. That frankly scared the hell out of me. I hadn't smoked in 22 years. How could this happen to me? He said, well, you know about radon gas. Well, you know, I heard about it. He said, well, the second leading cause of cancer in America is radon. 22,000 people a year die from this. I literally left the doctor's office, got a test kit, put it in the house, and our result was 39.8. The upper limit is 4. We got to get this fixed. That was on a Monday, and on Wednesday, our mitigation system was up and running. Well, I think everybody should have their house tested. We'd never known we'd still be living there. I could get another tumor from it, but right now it's changing my life.
Serving military, vets, or immediate families of troops killed in action, VetTix is for you. Sign up for free to become a VetTixer and start creating new happy memories that will last a lifetime. Go to vettix.org to become a member now. VetTix. Give something to those who gave.
Hello and welcome back to the Duck on this, pitch black Halloween night. The kids are out getting candy from the houses, in their costumes and everything. I personally was a ghost for many years. I was a lazy kid that always put a sheet over my head and said I was a ghost. But we got two teams right here, the Smith Station Panthers and the Central Red Devils. Not really battling, I would say, because Central up 20-0 at the start of the second half as we see Smith Station come back onto the gridiron. But, Max, what have you seen so far in this first half? Reese broke it down pretty well in the halftime show. But what are some things that you've seen up in the booth?
So, I think Reese, broke it down perfectly. But some things that I've personally seen from the booth here, Smith Station, you got your work cut out for you in the second half. There was a lot of drop passes, a lot of self-inflicted wounds in that first half. You get rid of those and also get some big turnovers, some blitzes, some stops on defensive end, which, they stopped them that one drive, but since then haven't been able to stop them at all. The Panthers, they just got to get, some of those chunk plays on offense as well as those turnovers on defense. They can get back in this game. And then if you're Central, obviously, up 20-0, you start off with the ball as well. Actually, I think it's going to be, Smith Station starts off with the ball. So, but, yeah, that's what I think, for both of these teams, that's what they have to do in the second half. And we'll see what happens. Let's see if they do that.
You talk about the wounds as well. Central could really put some rubbing alcohol on those wounds and make it hurt worse. If they get off to the hot start that they did in the first half, if they continue in the second half, we could definitely have a mercy rule here.
Yes.
As we see the Smith Station offense come back into the field, we see Lester drop back, throw it to number 4. That's Bennett again. Bennett been all over the field. I think she has about 5 catches. She has most of the offense for the Panthers.
Yeah, but we see it right there. That's a play they tried to run a couple of times in the first half, and they ran it to perfection, except the ball wasn't caught. But right there, Bennett able to make the catch, and so, Smith Station already a plus to start off this drive.
Already a first down, too. It's going to be 1st and 20. Unfortunate spot for the Panthers. They got to go to the full first down distance as we see Lester trying to carry your team back into this game. And we see Crunk with the motion to the right side. Lester looks over that way, and it's going to be Posey for the Panthers with the catch. And she gets a good amount of yards, that's about 5 or 6 yards for the Panthers. 6 yards, excuse me. And now we have a 2nd and 14.
Yeah, tough spot there, but a great tackle by Central. I think that was actually Smith with the tackle there on the outside. But great job by Posey going immediately upfield. That's what the Panthers really need. They need some yards and they need it fast.
And she looks to the right side again, and it's Jones, the motion man, and Griggs picks it off, and she's still running. She's still running down the sideline. She just gets tackled by Lester. Griggs carrying the Central Red Devils team right now.
What a play by Griggs there. Oh my goodness, just a perfect read. Playing on that back end in that safety position, reads it perfectly.
She just straight runs up about 10 yards, picks it off. Central with the first down and goal, and they're going to have about 6 yards between them and a 26-0 win. 26-0 lead. I was about to say victory.
Yeah, and like you said with that rubbing oil, this is what that is. Central can really put the nail in the coffin here. I know it's early in the third quarter, but being down 27-0 is very tough to crawl out of. And Panthers there is the right idea. You need to get yards and get them fast, but get a little too over aggressive, and Griggs makes them pay.
And we see Smith run up, toss it back to Griggs, and Griggs is just short. Another great tackle right there by Jones for the Panthers. Jones gotten every single tackle, it feels like, for the Panthers. But we see that Smith to Griggs, almost another touchdown. It's going to be about 2nd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, but Smith to Griggs, it still did what it needed to do. It got them closer to the goal line, and now they're going to be, like you said, 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line.
And they're going to do the same play. It's going to be Smith to Griggs for the.
We've seen it twice. Will we see it a third time? We've actually seen it 3 times. Will we see it a 4th?
We'll see Smith get the snap. She's going to run it herself and then toss it back to Griggs. That's another touchdown for the Panthers. The Red Devils. Central now up 26-0. Smith to Griggs for all 4 touchdowns. This game is near but over.
Yeah, Smith to Griggs once again. That 100% success rate basically on that play. I would just keep going to it on the Red Devils. And they said, why not? They did the same exact play. Smith Station hasn't been able to stop it. 26-0 Red Devils.
We're going to see the Red Devils look to their coach for the play call. I'm sure it's a Smith to Griggs little motion. We're going to see that same thing where we have 4 people lined up blocking. Smith to Griggs. Oh, she actually throws it to Lumpkin, and they're going to call it incomplete. I think she bobbled it a little bit on the ground. But Central now up 26-0. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go away because, I mean, we got a good one. We got a massacre right now for the Central Red Devils, if you're a Red Devils fan. Hello and welcome back to the Duck as this Panthers offense comes back onto the field with 7.5 minutes about left in the third quarter, down 26-0. Smith Station trying to get every single yard they can as we see Lester dump it off to Crunk. And Crunk with the wheels keeps going. And she barely gets stopped by number 14 for the Red Devils. That's Mariah Harrison. We saw her on the offensive side. Now we're seeing her on the defensive side. But Central with a first down.
I mean, what a play by Crunk here, able to break the initial tackle. We haven't seen that a lot from the Panthers. Central been able to get the tackles on basically the first play every time. But, I mean, the Panthers able to move the ball, really far downfield and able to get the first down. Probably the biggest play by the Panthers so far tonight.
And now it's going to be 1st and 20. Lester probably going to throw it deep with this big lead ahead of her. And she's going to get tackled. And that's going to be number 20, excuse me, for the Panthers. That's Sarah McCrane, her first tackle of the game.
And what a huge one it was. I mean, you saw Lester had a little bit of green grass in front of her if that tackle wasn't made. But, I mean, great tackle by McCrane. And now the the Panthers, going to be down deep, 2nd and 24 here from their own territory.
Excuse me, that was number 28, Ashlyn Nixon, as Lester finds Crunk again. And Crunk is still running again, and they're going to call a flag.
Yeah, it's looking like actually, I don't know what it's like because, I mean, you see the flags in the secondary. You don't see that a lot. It looks like they might get, as we see the replay here, I think that
was number 12, Posey. I said number 13, Crunk, but it was actually Posey.
Oh, and they're going to call defensive holding for on the Red Devils. So I guess, I mean, down the field, I guess that's why, so many people that's why, so many people downfield were, yeah. So, I mean, the Panthers there, getting a good draw of the cards there, so to speak. Now it's going to be 2nd and 5.
Smith Station with a 2nd and 5. Lester calling for the snap. Looking deep to one of the people out of the backfield. That's going to be that's going to be Bennett again. Bennett all over the field on the offensive and defensive side in this flag football game.
Yeah, I mean, first down here for the Panthers. Great play by Bennett. Just, I mean, that middle of the field is open, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast. I mean, because Central really playing a little bit deep there on their second layer. Like I said, about 6 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. And so, Smith Station can use that first.
Lester drops back as she's pressured by Nixon. And she gives it to Bennett again. So we've seen that a lot. Nothing's open deep. So we see Bennett going out for a little short route. I mean, it's getting good yards for the Panthers.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 2nd and around 10.
I mean, Bennett really just an outlet for Lester if everything goes wrong. I mean, so Bennett right there for Lester, able to go down the field. Now the Panthers are going to be 2nd and goal here.
Lester leading her team to try to get some points on this big victory. And Lester finds her wide open receiver. She overthrows her. That was number 6, Jada Jones. Lester just overthrows her in the back of the end zone.
I mean, tough break there if you're Lester and the Panthers. I mean, Lester just overthrowing her, like you said. I mean, she was open. That was a touchdown for the Panthers, possibly try and get them some momentum and get them back into this game. But, I mean, just tough break, throwing it over her head.
Tough break indeed, and now it's actually going to be a 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 9, for the Panthers. Trying to crawl back in this game. As we see Crunk with the motion, Lester calls for the snap. And she throws it into a dangerous coverage. That was Cook for the Red Devils. She throws it to Bennett again. So Smith Station Now a 4th down and goal. 4th down and goal from the 10. And Central trying to keep the shutout going.
Yeah, and if you're Smith Station here, if you want to somehow get back into this game, you need to score right here if you're the Panthers. I mean, like, you know, right now, I mean, they've been at the 9-yard line, it seems like, every play so far. And there's actually going to be a penalty, and that's going to move Smith Station farther back. And so now it's going to be a very difficult 4th and goal.
Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 15 because they accepted the flag. 3rd and 15 for the Panthers. Lester leading her team as the quarterback 1. Calling for the snap. Can she get back into this game? As we see Munguia with the motion, and then she throws it up deep to Jones, and there's going to be no pass interference on that.
Yeah, I mean, you hear the Smith Station fans underneath us. I mean, they are begging for a flag there, and I honestly agree. I mean, it looks like Munguia there, just the back of the end zone, you know, just unable to, you know, get any room, and it was because the Central defensive back looked like she was all over her. But, I mean, the refs see it better than we do, so we'll move on to 4th and goal here, see what the Panthers can draw up.
Lester calling for the snap ball. Receivers are going deep. She's getting pressured as she throws it into double coverage, and they're going to call pass interference. So Smith Station with a break, and now it's going to be 1st down and goal. Great call by the refs as she threw it up. That's going to be Jones again.
And I was originally going to say that was going to be a makeup call from the last play, but no, it does look like, you know, the player for Central really just got caught like watching the ball in the air, so she was almost just like looking to make that interception, and the Smith Station receiver just didn't have any room, kind of got pushed down by that Central defensive back. Good call by the refs, and now it's going to be, I think that's an automatic 1st down too.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard, or excuse me, yes, the 7-yard line. So Smith Station with a great break there. 1 minute 30 left in the 3rd quarter, down 26-0. I mean, I hope they can crawl back, so it's a little bit more interesting for us up in the booth.
I mean, you can score up to 9 points. I mean, if you go for like 3-point conversion after the, I mean, so this is technically a 3-score game. You score right here, it's a 2-possession game.
Lester with the snap. That's Crunk on the motion. She throws it to Crunk, and Crunk with the touchdown. So Smith Station with their 1st score of the game. The ref signals it with the touchdown arms. And it's going to be 26-6 for the Panthers. And like you said, you got to go for 2 or 3 right here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you 100%. You have to go for 2 or 3 right here if you want to stay in this. I mean, get a chance to win. But I mean, like you said, I mean, Crunk right there, another great play. I mean, she broke all the tackles on her last couple of plays that she had, and then right here, breaking all the tackles. They're actually going to go for 1 here. I don't know if they realize the score or not, but yeah, so interesting call here.
It's going to be Lester taking it herself and tackled. That's going to be number 28 again. Nixon for the Red Devils with another tackle. We're going to stay here. We're going to analyze this game some more. Max, I'm actually looking at the roster. Can you tell me about some of these Smith Station Panthers grades?
Yeah, so Smith Station doesn't really have any seniors. I mean, not all the ones that are included. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, 7. We have 7 spots, you know, not marked with grades. Maybe all of them are seniors, but still, that's only 7 seniors on a roster that's filled with almost like 40, 50 players. I mean, so this Smith Station team, very young, very youthful. So, I mean, this Panthers team will be good in the future. I mean, they're already pretty good this year, but we'll see how they do in the future. And, I mean, they're still in this game, so let's see how it finishes.
And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. We're going to send you to a quick commercial break. Central up 26-6. But don't go away because we still got the 4th quarter to go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome back
to the 4th quarter of the Smith Station Central Area Tournament game. Winner plays Auburn in the championship on Thursday. We got a great Halloween night. The kids are out getting candy from house to house, but we got two great football teams battling right here. I mean, I can actually say a battle because it's only 26-6 right now. Still a 3-score game for the Smith Station Panthers, but Central with the offense on offense with the ball. We're going to see Griggs and Smith lined up in the backfield. And we're going to see Smith take the ball, pass it to Griggs. And Griggs is going to run it herself and get another first down.
What else is new? I mean, it's, good old reliable here for the Red Devils. I mean, you see analyzing this play, it looks like we're like a broken record here. I mean, just repeating the same thing over and over again. I mean, Smith to Griggs, keeps working. Why stop?
It's almost like Joel in the control room is just clipping us saying that, and he's playing it over and over again.
Shout out Joel.
Shout out to Joel, the best technical director there is, making all this possible. Shout out everyone in the control room. Shout out Mr. Dillard, the CTSO, for making all this possible. And we're going to see Smith get the snap. She's going to pass it back to Griggs.
Play hasn't happened yet, Taylor. But you're
Play
probably
is
right.
Going to happen. It's going to be Smith running past to Griggs in the back. And Griggs is going to get another great gain of about 10 yards. So we're going to have a second and around 5. Second and 4, excuse me.
And we'll break it down again here. We see the pass back to Smith, and then what a surprise. She goes to Griggs, and then Griggs
Wow.
on the field.
That's a great play.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it scored 26 points.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, yeah. Basically, just off that play alone. No, yeah, if you're the Central coach here, I mean, you run that play until it stops working. So, and that's what they're probably going to do here. Smith to Griggs, I'm calling it once again.
We're going to have Broadwater line up with the snap. And Central taking their time here, letting this clock go down. There's no clock stoppage until the 2 minutes. But Central doing everything they can to make this game over, get out of the cold weather in Auburn, Alabama. We see Broadwater snap it to Smith, and she passes it back to Griggs, and Griggs actually throws it. She actually throws it to Harrison, and that's going to be another first down for the Red Devils, and it's going to be around 1st and 15.
Yeah, and what a play here by Griggs, because, I mean, I feel like she wouldn't have thrown it if, there weren't two Panthers defenders, bearing down on her, but finds Harrison, out on the outside. And, yeah, so, I mean, great first down there by the Red Devils, and we'll see what they do here the rest of this drive.
Central up 26-6 we have about 9.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. As we see Broadwater looking at her armband. She's going to snap it to Smith, to Griggs, and Griggs is going to run it herself, and she's going to throw it back to Smith, and Smith is still running. And she barely gets stopped by number 2, Lakely Ridge. Have not said her name yet. The junior, the 5'3" junior for the Panthers on the defensive side. And it's going to be a second down and around 4 for the Panthers.
I mean, yeah, but they're using the variations off of that Smith to Griggs play. I mean, still have the options down the field after the play, and you see Smith to Griggs there, and then back to Smith. I mean, so it worked, and now Central's facing a second and short.
And Smith Station is going to take a timeout. We're going to keep it here. You talk about the variation of that formation. We kind of saw it on Sunday. The tush push, as people like to call it, for the Philadelphia Eagles. They did a fake tush push, handed it off, and it was a touchdown. I mean, we're seeing it right now for Central.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Central, obviously, realistically, you can't run the same play over and over again. Sooner or later, I mean, hey, it's worked all game tonight, but sooner or later, I feel like Smith Station is going to figure it out. That's why they find their playmakers like Harrison. They find their playmakers like Smith going right back to her after it's tossed to Griggs. I'm looking for also Lumpkin to get the ball here later in this drive here. I mean, Lumpkin, Supon, we still haven't said Supon's name. I wonder if she might be out for tonight's game, but she's also a really great player. And, yeah, we'll see what Central draws up on the second down and 4.
Yeah, we actually don't see Supon in the game. We see Lumpkin. We see Colby Cook. We see Harrison. And then we see Smith and Griggs, of course, in the backfield. The star-studded Central offense looking to clinch the championship berth for the game Thursday here at the Duck, right on NFHS Network, supported by AHS Mass Media. As we see Smith take the ball herself, and she's still running, fakes him out, and that's going to be another first down. As we see Coach Simo's going to move that yardage marker a little bit down the field to the goal line.
Yeah, they're really making Coach Simo work out there. I mean, Coach Simo really getting his steps in as we see him jogging down the sideline. But no, watching this replay, I mean, Smith, just a really smart, high IQ player out there. I mean, knowing that, Griggs is covered back in the backfield. They were expecting it, the Panthers were, and so Smith just cutting up field and getting the first down. Great play by the Red Devils.
With 8.5 minutes left, Central trying to ruin Smith Station's season. If Smith Station loses this game, their season is over. Yeah.
Like
We're going to see
Dothan,
Griggs
their
actually
season's
take the
over.
snap here. She's actually going to throw it, and that's Harrison. And that's a pass. I was about to say that better be pass interference.
I mean, we look at the replay. It seems like the DB for the Panthers, I mean, just kind of worried here. Didn't really look back at the ball. I mean, we see this a lot in, regular football. And, I mean, see, that's pass interference. I mean, but against a tough receiver like Harrison, I mean, that was going to be a heck of a play to make for Harrison right there.
They're actually going to call a penalty on each team. So the pass interference does not do anything. It's going to be 1st and goal from around the 19.5-yard line. And
that's very lucky for Smith Station there. I mean, because it would have been very close if there was no penalty on Central.
And Central 7.5 minutes away from clinching the championship. They can smell it. They know it. All the players on the field know it. I mean, this could easily be a mercy rule as well if they score again. As we see Smith take the snap. Griggs is wide open in the backfield. She shovels it to her, and Griggs makes a little move, but she's going to be stopped. That's number 90, Olivia Ashford, the sophomore. I have not said her name yet. The 5'3" sophomore on the for the Smith Station Panthers, the safety. And Griggs just short of the end zone. But, I mean, I believe that it's going to be about Smith to Griggs for the touchdown again.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. I mean, you see it right there. Griggs just shot out of a cannon. Once again, Griggs has she has some wheels on her. She has an arm on her. She has some wheels on her. I mean, she can do everything for the Central team. And so, I mean, they're
Smith
really
actually going to
firing
throw
all
it forward
cylinders.
to number 27. That's going to be, Broadwater, the freshman center. She actually goes out for a pass, and Smith is going to find her for the touchdown. And Central going for one to make it 33-6. I mean, that was about the dagger in the heart for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Sadly, they know their season is coming to an end.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Smith Station, they played a tough game, a lot of miscues if you're the Panthers, so looking at next season. But, I mean, to be fair, they're a very young team, very, very young team. So, I mean, those miscues are to be expected usually. And so next season, they'll look to, brush those up and possibly try to make another run in the playoffs. But, hey, I'm looking forward to the Central Auburn game on Thursday. The rematch. Let's see if Auburn can get revenge on the Red Devils.
And Griggs is going to throw it to, that is Lumpkin. And Lumpkin with another drop. Lumpkin has not been a weapon this game for the Central offense. We've seen Smith to Griggs for all 32 points for the Red Devils. But Lumpkin and Cook and Supon and Harrison, not really weapons this game.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, other players are stepping up. I mean, you see just Smith. I mean, Smith has been stepping up. We didn't call her name a whole lot in that first game. So, I mean, Smith really stepping up here for the Red Devils. And so, I mean, that's what you got. That's what good teams do. Good teams have a bunch of good players, but not just their best players, but they also have good players that can step up when needed to. And that's what the Red Devils have shown here tonight.
Lester running forward. She's going to heave it deep, and it's wide open. What a great throw and catch. That's going to be Posey again for the Red Devils. The wide receiver, star receiver, and there's actually going to be a flag for tripping. And Smith Station is devastated because that was a gain of about 35, 40.
Wow. I mean, if you're the refs,
back.
if you're the refs, I feel like you just give them that one. I mean, honestly, you're at this point in the game. Yes, it was a trip. I saw the replay. But, I mean, tough break there for the Panthers. I mean, like I said, a lot of miscues there. I mean, she probably could have not tripped her, and they still would have completed that pass, still would have had enough time. But, I mean, yeah, a lot of miscues for the Panthers. That adds on to the pile.
We're going to see Lester with 5 receivers lined up, only 1 blocker. And they actually blitz her. She's going to dump it off. That's Jones again. And Jones is going to have a first down. So we're going to see Coach Simo walk 20 more yards to the 40-yard line. You can't see the markers on the field, but it's 20, 40, 20, goal line. So you may see the field, you may see the painted numbers, but those are actually not the yardage markers. We got these little orange boxes that Coach Simo uses with his yardage marker. And now Smith Station with a first down and 19. to try to crawl back in this game for some pride.
Yes, 100%.
As Jones goes to the left for the motion, and Lester's going to pitch it back to her, and Jones showing off her wheels a little bit. Gets a gain of around 4.
Yeah, and if you're the Panthers here, like you said, I mean, you need to get some momentum going, not only to next season, but like you said, just for your pride. I mean, you're already in a young sport like flag football. I mean, been around. This is the 3rd year that flag football has been a thing. I mean, you're already one of the top teams. I mean, you made the state championship the first year. I mean, you're making it to the playoffs once again this year, and so I mean, if you're Smith Station here, I wouldn't go out of this loss with any bitter taste in your mouth. I mean, at least if you can find a way to score here.
And Jones had the motion, and Lester found her again. And Jones with another great gain. That's a gain of around 10. So we're going to see the Smith Station Panthers with a 3rd and 5, down by 26 points in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Smith Station here, I mean, if you don't want to get mercy ruled here, because if they don't score here in the next 30 seconds, this game will end at 2 minutes, by the way.
And Lester finds Bennett, and Bennett with a 1st down.
And yeah, mercy rule is by 19 points. I just got word that mercy rule is by 19 points, and it's at the 2-minute mark. So the Panthers really fighting the clock here if they want to try and score one more time and keep this game going.
I think the Panthers here are just going to let this clock go down to 2 minutes. I don't know how the rules work in a state, tournament, but Lester.
Well, most likely,
and they're going to call the game. And the Central Red Devils win 32-6. Mercy ruled the Panthers from Smith Station. Sorry, Dillard, your alma mater is not going to go to the state tournament this year. But, I mean, Max, what can Smith Station do with a young team? What can they do to improve next season and try to make the state tournament next year?
I mean, you got to take this loss with a grain of salt. I mean, you got some great skill players, and like I said, they're basically all returning next year because they're all pretty young. But you got, Lester at quarterback going to return. You got Bennett out of the backfield. You got Jones. I mean, this team has the skill players and has the players to be a tough team, going forward into next season. They just got to get it all sorted out, limit those miscues, and really just get it rolling, baby.
And then on the other side, the Red Devils now move to 16-0 on the season. They will play Auburn in the area championship on Thursday. But what can Central do to keep this dominance going? Because I see it right now. Griggs is a junior. You got Harrison, who's a sophomore. And you got Smith, who is the only senior that we have actually mentioned that has made big plays this game. So what can Central do to continue this dominance?
Yeah, I mean, Central, you beat Auburn. The last time you played Auburn, you beat them 41-7. Obviously, I feel like Auburn's going to be, taking this game way more seriously. Not that they didn't take that first game seriously, but this is once again a win-or-go-home game on Thursday. I mean, this is to make it farther in the playoffs and keep your season alive. Obviously, both of these teams really good. And so, but we'll see. I mean, battle of two of the top teams in the state. And, I mean, Auburn, obviously they're going to watch back some film from that first game. And then if you're Central, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, this game, ran Smith to Griggs about 52 times, in the game, and it worked.
Scored all 32 points for the Red Devils.
So if you're Central, just use what has gotten you to 16-0, and don't really switch it up just because it's the postseason. And, yeah, just do what you do.
Well, that's going to do it for me and my color commentator, Max Meswin. We had a joy commentating these games for y'all. But don't go away because we got AHS postgame with Reese Kinder. And then on Thursday, we have the area championship between Central and Auburn, the two teams that won today. Don't go away because we got AHS postgame with our buddy Reese Kinder.
Hello everyone and welcome to AHS Final. And I just watched the second game of this area tournament. I can't wait to see our championship game between the Auburn Tigers and the Central Red Devils. It should be a good matchup, a rematch game after Auburn got blown out the last time these two faced. So like I said, should be a good game. Hopefully Auburn gets out on top in that one and goes to state, hopefully. But now I'm going to get into the matchup that we just watched. It wasn't a fun one for Smith Station after they turned the ball over a lot and just weren't able to get the offense going. Their defense was no match for Central's offense tonight. especially, you know, like gave up a lot of big plays there during the first half and the second half. First half kind of looked, you know, it looked like they could have stopped them a few times, but just weren't able to. And then, you know, going to Central had a great offense, you know, continues to show signs of a possible state championship this season, 16-0 on the season. But they have to get past the Tigers in the area championship game. But defensively, Central came up with some very big turnovers in the second half, and that's really going to help them for the rest of this playoffs, just getting turnovers. But, you know, can't wait to see our championship game at the area tournament on Thursday. But, you know, that's going to do it for AHS Final, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for the area championship game.